Welcome, everyone, to the Outlaw Nation Show. It is John Rocha trying to find the right. Where's my brand? Where's my damn thing? There I am up top. There I am. I sometimes I have so many overlays for all the shows I'm doing here on the Outlaw Nation. I forget to hit the right one. Well, thank you all so much for joining me here live on the Outlaw Nation here at 6 p.m. PT on the West Coast. So much happening here in Los Angeles. I think people are starting to feel themselves a little bit more. They're driving around more. I got cut off twice. I saw an accident that was pretty brutal. I saw two people getting in a fight at the red light. I had to stand in line at Target for an hour and a half just to get some Charmin and some damn Bounty. But I did the things that I needed to do today so that I could relax and have a fun Outlaw Nation show with you all. Thank you for joining me so much here. It's been an incredibly long day, but a fun day. And I'm looking forward to an awesome, awesome show with you all. And I can't tell you how excited I am for my guest, which I will introduce in just a second. I want to say to all of you who are watching now, please subscribe to me on the social media right there below at The Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram. Please subscribe to the Outlaw Nation YouTube channel as well. Down below, see that red button, hit subscribe. I'm trying to get to that magical land of 20,000 subscribers as soon as I can. And I want to give some love to all of you who are in already. 46 comments already. Jake Yacovetta rolling in here, which I really appreciate. Rick Samoris, Wiley Todd, who is moderating here in the Discord. And that's another thing about tonight. For those of you who might be new to the Outlaw Nation show, you can come on live and ask a question of me and Roxy Striar. That's my guest. I'll introduce just a second. Me and Roxy, you can ask a question live of us during the run of the show. Of course, the Streamlabs are open. The Super Chats are open. Appreciate any support you can give us to keep the lights on here on the Outlaw Nation. But also, some of you will be able to come in and ask questions live during the run of the show. I'll moderate that as I see fit. I got Wiley Todd moderating that in the Discord. Got Suge Knight up in here. Got Jake Yacovetta as well. So many great people helping here. The Outlaw Nation isn't just me. The Outlaw Nation is the nation, is everyone. Come and join the nation. I'm coming up with slogans and logos and things of that nature for the Outlaw Nation. So all of that is in the works. And my girlfriend and I are workshopping it to be less aggressive, because I want to say, like, no unfiltered, raw, in-your-face takes about the world of entertainment, sports, pro wrestling, politics, and anything else you want to damn talk about. That's what I wanted the slogan to be, but she thought it was a bit too aggressive. So we're going to tone it down a little bit down the road. So we'll see as it goes along. But let me introduce to you all first one of my favorite people on the planet. I have become such a fan of this person over the last year as I've saw her more over at the Collider, as I did Collider Live with her, and to see her career grow so strongly, so powerfully, and for her to become a voice, an unfiltered voice herself, a raw voice herself on numerous shows where she's been a pundit, where she's been a host. You've seen her on Screen Junkies. Of course, you've seen her on Collider. You've seen her on so many different shows. She's got her own channel as well that she is kicking ass doing. Over 20,000 subscribers recently. Congratulations to her. She even started a new show called World Girls. We're going to talk about all of that as well. But of course, you can find her every day at 1 p.m. PT, streaming with a guest every day from her channel. And I can't wait to talk with her about so many things, about the Schmoedown, about the rock stars, about Tom Brady, the Patriots, about Boston itself, about our relationship and how it's progressed, and who else, who knows, maybe other relationships will pop up in the conversation as well. We're going to talk about all of it, and you all should be getting ready for this, because when two East Coast people get together, all bets are off. It's no holds barred, unfiltered, and raw. So let's introduce her now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, pundit, I would say critic, movie reviewer. I would give her that status, even though she doesn't want it. Opinionated, straightforward person, one of the greatest managers in the history of the Schmoedown, and someone who, once you spend a little bit of time with, will never forget your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Will never leave your mind, rather. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Roxy Striar. Roxy!
I am so impressed with you right now. I mean, well, for so many reasons. First of all, your layout is incredible. I have to pick your brain.
Thank you.
Because I don't know how you do that intro song thing. We have to talk because that is awesome. Second of all, what an amazing intro. I don't feel like I've been introed like that. That I'm gonna only go on shows now that give me the respect my name is due. And I'll send them the link to this and say this is how I would like to be introduced from now on. Thank you. And then also all of the people that are in here right now. You know, you got 100 people live watching this, which is so freaking great. John, you're doing like 27 shows a week right now. So, and I'm watching your numbers grow and grow. And I know it feels like a slow burn, but for somebody who did not have a YouTube channel that he was really using to now be at over 12,000 subscribers, I mean, it's pretty fucking incredible what you're doing. And I know it feels like a hard time and we're all struggling through this, but like, damn, I'm very, very impressed right now. Colored me impressed.
Roxy, you're very, very kind to say that, and I appreciate it madly. You know how I'm built. I always think time is running out in the hourglass. So to me, I'm trying to rush to everything and get it to the numbers and the levels that I want it to be. But you're absolutely right. And you echo a lot of what my girlfriend says, which is just take a moment and appreciate how far you've come since January when you were like live streaming in the corner of the room with no cameras and no microphone, and look at the graphics and everything like that. And I appreciate you very much. But I have to give a shout out to the people who've helped me with this. The compliments deserve to go to Jake Iacovetta, to Wiley Todd, to John Mariano, to Brian Ward, who's come up with those videos. Brian Ward makes those videos for me. He's incredible. So it's an incredible
How are you
team
playing
that's rallied.
them? What is your what are you on?
Once I paid for the StreamYard, I paid for the whole year. Once you can download the videos once they're made onto the brand section. In the brand section under overlay,
no way.
Download the videos. Yeah, and you can also download photos and everything like that. I've been starting to do mornings with the Outlaw using StreamYard as well. And so you just as long as it's under 30 seconds and under 50 megabytes, I think, or under 30 megabytes, as long as it's under 30 seconds and 30 megabytes, you can save it onto the overlay and then play it on your streams.
So I'm paying for it already, so I might as well use it. Dang.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Also, why is your lighting so much better than mine?
Well, that's because I have a girlfriend who's a photographer. And so she came in after last week. She came in last week and she goes, "What is this crap lighting on your shows? I need to help you with that." And so she set up the box lights that I bought. Yeah, the softbox lights. And she wants me to get some filtered curtains to put on top of them. That'll be the next thing we do. I'm still a little too white in the face, she says. So we're going to figure that out as it goes along. So like I said, Roxy, it's just been a blessing of people helping me out on this. But look, you're kicking ass as well. You've got all these shows you're doing on your channel. You've just launched World Girls. You've got so much going on your end. You're getting all these high class talent to be guests on your shows every day. You're doing it at 1 p.m. PT every day. I mean, it's pretty impressed. So whatever I'm doing, it's following in the footsteps of people like you and Riley and Wendy Lee, even, who've been doing it for so long. So I measure myself by those standards, and I'm trying to catch up.
Well, I think you've more than caught up, and people in here seem to be loving what you do too. So I'm not the only one impressed. It is a unprecedented time, and yeah, I've been streaming for a while, but I'll be honest, this has caused me to really have to step up my game, which is a good thing. You know, I think that I was doing off my phone for a really long time and no microphone and on my couch. And now that everybody is doing this, I'm so excited for our friends that everybody is finding a way to make it through this time. But it means that we have to level up. And so, you know, I went out and I bought that expensive ass webcam and I got a hotspot to stream specifically on this because my Wi-Fi is down and Spectrum won't come out. Wow. I was gifted this by Dwayne. Thank you for giving me this microphone, but I got a PC. I got a computer because with the things that we stream off of, it's hard to do it off of the Mac, and my Mac is broken. I can't bring it to Apple. Like everything that we've had to do, I have this ring light, which I thought was bomb, but next to your box lights looks like I'm a little mad at here. But
no,
Yeah, I got the StreamYard. I do the lower third thing too. It's a lot, but it looks a lot better than it used to. So at least that's one good thing coming out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the thing is like all of us are motivating each other. So all of us are like pushing each other to get to that next level because we want to present the right kind of shows for people to attract more and more viewers. We got over 100, almost 130 all in here, which I really appreciate. And please swing over, hit that like button, try to get me over 100 likes as soon as possible. Try to get us rather over 100 likes as soon as possible on this particular stream. But yeah, it motivates all of us. I see what everyone is doing and I'm like, I got to step up the game. I want to be my own outlet. That's my goal, the Outlaw Nation, to be its own outlet, to go to review movies, to be invited to set visits, things of that nature. That was my goal as soon as I was let go from Collider, and I wanted to create it. January was a tough month. There was a lot of depression, a lot of sadness, a lot of like really hard days for me.
I feel you.
Right at, you know what I'm saying? And right at the end, my girlfriend and I had a very hard conversation. We had a big fight, hard conversation. And she basically gave me the Shawshank Redemption line. She was like, get busy living or get busy dying, babes. You can't do anything else. Make it happen or don't make it happen, but make a decision one way or another. And that's what kind of motivated me to put things away and start focusing on this a little bit more. And I'm still like a little weird about asking people to do stuff because I get like self-conscious, but overall people have rallied around and really supported, and I can't thank them enough. And I see that for you as well. Also, many people are,
oh my God, John, I'm so weird about it. Like, I'm weird to the extent where even after you asked me to come on your show, and you and I are legitimate friends. I had to wait for you to be like, I'll come on yours too, for me to be like, yes, okay, we'll schedule. I'm so uncomfortable asking anybody to come on my show that the people who have come on my show have texted me and said, do you need, and no joke, because my friends know that I get weird. Yeah. Like I never, not because I wouldn't have wanted to, but I never would have reached out to Dan Merle to come on my show because I just assume nobody wants to come on my show. What does somebody want to come on my show for? And he emailed me the sweetest email being like, hey, just been seeing what you're doing. So happy for you. Just so you know, in case you're ever looking for a guest, would love to come chat with you for an hour. Miss seeing you at Screen Junkies or whatever. And I was like, Dan would come on my show? And it's strange because we're peers and we see each other all the time. But I don't know. There's something about asking people to spend time. But then when you asked me to come on your show, I'm like thrilled that you asked. So
that's very kind. Yeah.
So it's so weird that we get that sense of like, should we ask? Is it okay to ask? When our friends ask us, I feel honored. It's almost like when our friends don't ask us, I feel insulted. It's like, I see you having everybody else on. You're not going to ask me to come on. So that's a little bit into the Roxy Striar brain during all of this stuff.
It's fascinating because you get so many people to come on from so many different walks of life and who are successful, not only in the business of punditry, but also successful outside of the business of punditry. You seem to be getting these people to come on and talk to you and go forward with it. So it's weird to hear you say, and I thought it was generational, because I'm built in that way where I don't like to ask people too overtly because I feel like I'm irritating them or I'm burdening them with coming on. And I see younger people just go, F it, I'm just going to ask whoever to come on my streams. And I always find it to be weird, but I think you're right. I think you got to push past that kind of thing and try to get as many people on your shows as you can,
Yeah. The thing that I'm finding to be, I hope I phrase this correctly. And I'm sorry in advance if I offend anybody with my verbiage because I'm exhausted and I've been dealing with my own shit right now, but I'll try to say this correctly. The funniest part of all of this to me, John, and I wonder if you've thought about this too, is that here we are all high and mighty usually on our live production shows, whether that's Screen Junkies or Collider, because we have these nice studios and somebody else flipping the bill. And for a long time, our followers have been the ones who have been doing these shows on StreamYards and doing these shows on the internet. And so now when everything's happening, you guys all at home who have been doing this and have been incredible at it for so long, you guys are probably laughing at us as John and all of Riley, myself, the action guy, all of us are like, technology, how do we do it? And you guys are the pros at home, and we're the ones who are the fans of you guys at home who have known how to do this the whole time. And we're like, help us. I feel helpless. Like some of the same people you named, but Paul Denuzio, Jake Iacovetta, Billy Belford, like these are the people that are telling me, here you go, Roxy, sign up for level 1 of this StreamYard thing. We will send you this, Jacob Patrick helping with thumbnails, like all these people who have been doing this. And we're the ones who are the amateurs, which is unbelievable.
Well, and that's what you hope that you create, or you've done something in your career where the people who follow you are fans of yours, are fans of yours for that reason, for the fact that they appreciate what you've done. They appreciate the way you've made them laugh, or you've entertained them, or whatever it is. So in essence, when I've heard from a number of people who don't want to take any payment for helping me, and I've offered payment multiple times, they say to me like, no, you don't understand how much you've paid already in my account with the entertainment and the way you talk about stuff and the open way you talk about stuff. I can't ever repay you for that. So let me help you in this way. And it's been humbling and overwhelming. And I've loved it to that extent, because it shows that you can pay it forward in some ways and some scenarios if you create that possibility. So that feels uplifting at this time when so much is not uplifting in the world.
Absolutely. And also I think it's nice for people to be able to help each other in different ways than just financially. Financially, obviously, I think you and I are in the same position right now where this is our income. So this is our job. My YouTube channel, your YouTube channel, that's our job. Yeah. So of course we need the support there as well, just like any content creators would. We need financial support, but it's cool that people can help in other ways too, because I know there are people out there who are financially struggling like you and I are right now, not to put your finances out there, but I would assume because you and I both got laid off around the same time, there's a pandemic going on right now. Finances are definitely top of mind, but then there's also the creative things I don't know how to do, how to make these, overlays that are here. I don't know how to do that. Or people who are designing t-shirts for me. I don't know how to do that. People creating songs or anything. I cannot physically, I don't know how to do that. So there's so many different ways to help. And I think the biggest one also is, and John, for your channel, 100%, for you guys who cannot financially support right now, please tell your friends about Outlaw Nation. Tell them so that we can grow our channels, because then we can take some of the financial burden off of the people and go to companies for advertisements and things like that. So the more people we tell and the more we grow your nation or my band, the easier it's going to be in the long run to be able to make it really what we put all our energy into, so that we can live off of it and also provide the content that people want.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. And that's what we're all trying to build towards, that situation. And it'll be interesting to see over the next few months what happens. But all of it, I mean, I'm committed to doing these shows. I know you're committed to doing the shows that you're doing, not just from a financial place, but also from a desire to put that content out there and connect with the people who follow you and the people who've supported you for so long and been a fan of your straightforward, approach to things and interpretation of things, and also your unique point of view on the world that people really enjoy and have enjoyed for quite some time. Don't let Roxy's kind of at times a wide-eyed approach to the world fool you. She has a steel spine and a resolve and a determination, and it's been something to discover over the last few months and year to see how determined you are to get to where you're going, and you have no qualms about it. I appreciate it.
That's funny, because I do think a comment that I get more frequently than other people in the space I find is, I did not like you at first, but now but you have grown on me. And I do, like an amazing fungus, I do tend to grow on people. And that's something that has been my entire life. There is something about me, and I have to own this because it's not 1, 2, 3 people. There's something about me that at first turns people off, or maybe it is that wide-eyed thing that you're talking about, but it doesn't quite align with who I am in my soul and at my core. And I do take a little bit to understand, but I don't know that many people who really get to know me that don't like me anymore. And I don't say that to be conceited. I just mean I'm actually I'm a good person. And I think that in LA, that can be challenging to find. I think we've found a really good group of good people. But something about my personality at first, or whatever it is that I do at first, does not align with who I really am. And it's funny because I see in the comments all the time, I didn't like you at first. The first 2 years, the first whatever, like a long time. And people have no issues telling me that. And honestly, I take it as a compliment. Like, all right, you stuck with me and I turned you.
Yeah, and it says something about your personality and your approach to this, that they stuck around all this time because there was something probably that they were like, what am I not getting? Or what I feel the need to keep watching for whatever reason. There's something here. I know there's something here. And then finally the light bulb goes off, and it's there for them to see, like an epiphany, and they come around to the other side. Lord knows we had that in our relationship, which we'll probably touch on at some point during the stream. But let's get into some of these super chats and Streamlabs. Thank you all so much. Keep sending in your Streamlabs and your super chats. We're going to get to all of them. We're definitely going to get to the live questions as well. But this first one came in from Larry Lease. He says, howdy, my favorite SCN rock stars. Thanks for all you do.
I
Rocky,
love Larry Lease. I love Larry Lease. He's awesome.
He's pretty awesome. Are you missing the SEN? Like, we haven't been on. It's driving me insane personally.
Yes, I'm seriously missing it. I saw that the first week of SEN afterwards. I don't know if you guys are still doing it, but Brett did go on, and then Bonnie went on. You went on. I don't know if are you still going over there and doing that at all?
It's all just him and Brett, and then occasionally they'll call somebody. Like they called Makuga the other day.
Yeah.
Normally, but not anymore. He just wants to do it with Brett at this point, is what he.
Yeah, which makes complete sense. But for that week in when we were trying to figure things out, I know you know this, John, and most of you guys who listen to my channel know this, but if you don't know me well, I take care of my 92 and 94-year-old grandparents. So I am by myself, so I see no one. I am like on complete isolation. The only thing I do is go to take care of my grandparents and come back, and that's that. So I definitely miss SEN. I haven't been there for now. What is that? 3 weeks?
3 weeks now. Yeah.
3 weeks. And that was my, for lack of better words, like social hour. Christian and I live very close to each other, which is lovely that we didn't, John, I'm sure you feel the same way. We don't have to go to the valley anymore.
Yes.
I love that community, despite them flipping out when I wear a tank top, which is whatever the fuck it is. And I have been doing stuff with Christian now. I haven't known Christian as long as you have, John, but I have been doing stuff with Christian now for the better part of a decade. So I've been around a long time, and not being able to see Winston, RB3, Ben, all of them, Ellis, in addition to Christian Harloff, who has been I've sat next to Christian Harloff for 7 years. So it's just so strange. And we check in on each other all the time. He'll text me, how you doing, kid? And I text him back, because it's truly, it's a strange feeling. Like it's hard. But I do feel really lucky that a lot of those fans and a lot of those supporters have come over to your channel and my channel. So it doesn't feel like as big of a void with the audience. I just miss my friends, because doing the show with you guys is the best.
Basically, Shawshank, I just miss my friend.
I just miss my friend. Yeah.
Let's do another super chat here. Dylan Jameson said, people in my life are suffering with mental health. I share that quote from Orlando, and it has given them the fight to keep going. You're saving lives. Okay. I love that. That's an awesome thing that you're doing for sure there in Orlando. Let's see. We got Myra M. Roxy, how are your grandparents doing? Can you answer that at this point?
Yeah, I can. Truthfully, I'm very scared. My 94-year-old grandfather who I call Papo. A lot of you guys have heard me talk about him, but he's a World War II veteran. And he is my grandparents are my closest people on the planet. And Papa went into, he's had a tumor in his face for a long time, and it's non-cancerous. And, when you are of that age, if you have a non-cancerous tumor, they kind of just let it chill. But it has been causing him over the last several months random nosebleeds. And those have been kind of a bummer, but like any nosebleed, it's annoying and then it's done. For the last several weeks, the nosebleed seemed to be coming more consistently and was very frustrating to him. We have brought him to the doctor multiple times before this happened. And they were unable to, the options were surgery or not surgery. And again, at 94, you choose not surgery if you can choose not surgery. And so then we were sitting on it, and at 3 a.m, he went to the bathroom, and we have 24/7 people with him. So it wasn't like he was alone, but that he started hemorrhaging. And so he was profusely bleeding for 4 hours until they called the ambulance at 7. And so we went to the ER, and he nobody can go in with him right now because of Corona. So he's not in the Corona ward, but the hospitals right now are not having any, it's such a trivial term, but any plus ones. So, I've stayed in the last 10 years that I've been out here. I've been in the hospital with my 2 grandparents over 100 nights. I stay in the hospital with them because Grammy just gets frustrated like a normal person does and needs help. Papo has severe dementia. And so when I'm one of 4 people he knows. And so when he gets confused, I obviously have the ways of making sure he's okay. And so him being in the hospital by himself is just so disheartening and scary. And they have been unable to stop the bleeding. So we had to have a blood transfusion today to get more blood. And they are pretty positive they do need to operate, but they cannot do so until he is stronger because of all the blood that he lost. So we're checking back in every day. It's a really, really scary time. I'm just trying to stay as positive as I can. And, I'm on the phone I stream 1 hour a day. I'm on John's show for 2 hours tonight. And other than that, I'm on the phone with his doctors. 17 hours a day, just trying to figure out what to do, what we can do. I went down to the hospital, and I'm not proud of this because I know what they're dealing with, but I flipped the fuck out because they wouldn't let me in like a psychopath. And I had to write a legitimate apology to the nurses because, they're doing what they have to do to keep their people alive. But I don't take no very well when Papo's life is on the line, and I just flipped out. So they do let me go every day and bring supplies for him, things I know he likes. And then they sanitize, and then they bring it in the room. So at least I can do that right now. But man, that's a long-winded answer to how they're doing. But that's the answer to how Papo's doing right now. Thank you for asking, Mayra.
Well, people care. People care, Roxy. They know what you're struggling with, and people do care about you. You got your heart on your sleeve, and I think that engenders a lot of affection and care from people who follow you and watch the stuff you do. So please don't apologize for that.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick turn here to this. Do you know anything about the John Jones situation? Are you an MMA person at all?
Yeah. This is the homie that was shooting guns and DUIing.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
That could be the t-shirt. John Jones, I'm shooting guns and DUIing, son.
Yeah. Sup with this dude.
Yeah.
I saw your tweet today, John, about how LA is getting a little full of themselves again. People are,
they're starting to feel themselves.
I have seen, because I drive to my grandparents, it's the only reason I'm on the road. I have seen so many car accidents. I have seen so many people screaming at each other. Today there was legitimate traffic. And it's unbelievable. And I feel like this planet is going a little crazy right now, but this dude is next level. I don't know much about him prior to this, other than he seemed like a little bit of a troublemaker, but like, what the flying fuck is wrong with you? Like, how are you gonna right now get a DWI and be shooting guns in the like
Right.
what? How?
It's mind blowing because this guy has money. He's a champion. He has his own gym. A lot of I can't even buy dumbbells anywhere because they're sold out everywhere. No one's talking about that. You can get toilet paper easier. You get dumbbells. It drives me insane. You look at the situation. There is plenty to distract him. He's got a big backyard. He's got friends who will come over. He's got a family himself. But for some reason, he felt the need to go out there. And some people have a self-destructive impulse, Roxy, that they cannot deny. This guy has been caught with performing-enhancing drugs before in his MMA career. It's cost him titles, possible sponsorships. He's done everything he can to go back into the good graces of the MMA fans and the organizations. But here he goes again, doing something completely stupid, completely out of the realm of possibility for what everyone else is going through. Like, your health is good. Why would you go out there and willfully, purposefully do something stupid like this that also takes cops away or police people away from attending to another situation that could be going down that's way more worth their time than your stupid ass driving around getting high and with the guns and everything like that and drunk as hell? It just doesn't make any sense other than maybe this self-destructive impulse or an overwhelming need for attention. There can be no other reason.
I think also thinking he's not going to get caught and trying to feel above the law, powerful. You know, when you have everything you want, you try to test the limits of what you can and can't do. You know, it's like when you see people with the most incredibly wonderful, beautiful, fabulous partner on the planet, and you see them cheating on them, and it's like, why? What happened? When you have what you want, you always want more. And so I don't know, but this dude seems like and I don't know him, but he seems like a grade A jackass, like a true jackass.
I think I'm not going to disagree with you there on that one. Let's get to some Streamlabs here before they run. I want to make sure I want to encourage people to be sending in their Streamlabs here. The first one came in from Glenn Caesar about an hour ago. He said, "Hey, Rocha and Roxy, happy Tuesday evening to you both. It's one half of CL 2.0. I'm always glad to see you on camera together again. I've said before, I'll say it again. Always means Collider Live 2.0. I've said before, I'll say it again. More collabs, please. I love watching and supporting you both. Hashtag the Outlaw Nation. Hashtag Rockstars Band." Thank you, Glenn.
Glenn's the best. Oh, I love him. Yeah. It is. We, regardless of what the company was doing, for sure, John Rocha was the co-host of Collider Live 2.0. Like, that's just what it was. Like, regardless of what they want to say, I do feel like you and I are one half of the Collider Live 2.0 team. That's just
I mean, we had such a great time, the four of us. It was so easy when it was so easy to slide in there and vibe off the three of you, and you guys were so welcoming because you guys had established your own family on Collider Live. And when they were asking me to come on more recurring towards the end there, it was so much fun. And unfortunately, it went the way it went. But I think we're not done collaborating. That's what I'll tell people.
Yeah,
we're not done.
We're figuring things out on our end.
Yeah,
we're figuring things out.
That's all we can say. We're figuring things out step by step. So keep watching both Roxy and I and a couple other people who are involved in that to see when that is going to come down the pike in a little bit. Lawrence Lease also said, hit that like and subscribe button, Outlaw Nation. Yes, please hit that like and subscribe button, y'all. I would really appreciate it. Brendan Gallagher sent one. He said, "Big fan of both y'all. Question for y'all is, have either of you watched the new current season of Walking Dead? It's been really good. Been watching since day one through the highs and lows." What do you say there, Roxy?
Duh. Josh McCouga and I are the two people left on the planet that watch this show. And I was laughing about this the other day because jokes on everybody else who's been laughing at Josh and I for sticking with this show. Now that a lot of us are employed by Skybound, you're welcome, Skybound. We love your show. We've been watching the whole time. Listen, this season is fire. For those of you guys who fell off, I feel bad and I get why you did, but this season is so good. And I'm one episode behind. But it is awesome. I'm even liking what the one-off with Michonne, and it's because John, you're not watching anymore, right?
I'm not. I stopped watching a while ago,
Yeah.
but everyone keeps saying to come back, that it's been really good over the last year or two. And it's worth it to catch up. And look, we're all home or self-isolating, so it could be time to catch up on that series and come back to it because Skybound is so great. And I might be lining up an interview with Greg Nicotero this week, so it'd be nice to kind of talk to him a little bit about it. So we'll see if I can. I don't know. His publicist reached out to me and pitched him for something. So that would be awesome if I can make that happen. So Jim Sandlin sent in another Streamlabs. He said, "Hi, Roxy and John. I've been off work the last 2 days, and I haven't been doing anything except watching all the content that everyone is putting out. SEN, Rocha, Roxy, Riley, Ellis, etc. I feel you guys are all doing such a great job. Hashtag Baba Booey." There you go.
Baba Booey. I have not been checking in with Ellis like I should. So what's Ellis's deal right now? Is he doing a live stream?
He's doing some trivia thing this company reached out to him to host a trivia competition, and he's giving away money to people who answer the questions first in the stream, then the live stream that he's doing. He had Josh McCouga and Ken Knapsack on recently. And Christian Ruvalcaba, I think maybe it was Christian Ruvalcaba who was on with him, with Ken Knapsack, and Josh was supposed to come on, but I don't think they worked it out. So he's been doing that for the last 2 or 3 weeks, just giving away money to people through this organization that hired him as a host of this trivia thing. I've had him on my sports show. Yeah, he's been doing. I've had him on my sports show yesterday, and last week was the Outlaw Nation show with him. So he's out there. He's out there.
I want him to come on my show, but I don't know how to ask.
You gotta.
I know. I'm so awkward.
You text him and you say, "Mark Ellis, will you come on a show?" And Mark is one of those great guys.
I know.
That will come on anyone's show. He's such a great dude.
Wait, speaking of people you just mentioned, John.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch Eating History yet?
I have not. No, it's on the DVR or on the what do you call it? Whatever I have there. Yeah, it's on there. I'm totally gonna watch it. Actually, I'll probably watch it tomorrow because my girlfriend unexpectedly had to go down to San Diego because her sister broke her shoulder, and so she is down there. Yeah, she's down there taking care of her and taking care of her puppy. She keeps texting me pictures of her taking care of the puppies right now.
How long is she there for?
She might be there for the next couple of days. It's an unexpected trip, and she got furloughed at UCLA, so she's got time. So she's going to be down there taking care of her sister, and so I'll have time tomorrow to watch that. So
I highly recommend it.
Is it Peak Makuga? Is it Peak Makuga?
It is so good. It is so good. I mean, you sit there watching it, and first of all, he's just fully and 100% himself, which is great when you see your friends and you know who they are, and then they're exactly who they are on camera. And then the actual show content is great. Like, how many times have we had friends who do things and you're like, it's so good, because we're all hired to do things that are like bizarro and strange. And we support each other, but it's like, good job. This is legitimately something that's awesome. I'm so proud of Josh and so excited for him. But I can see the show running for years. Wow. Like straight up. Yeah, it's awesome. You're gonna really like it.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Paul Denuzio chimed in. He said, "Been working a ton of overtime, so I've been missing streams, but I wanted to at least show some support. Keep pushing forward." Thank you, Paul. Very kind of you.
Paul's the best.
He is. Dodger Ryan 124 said, "Two of my favorites. Keep up the good work, both of you." Thank you very much. Let's see. Haskell chimed in. He said, "Hi, John and Roxy. I've watched Schmo since 2012. And later on, the both of you via Collider. I can't do overlays, video stuff. So I share the hell out of everyone's shows on Twitter and Facebook because I love your opinions, humor, and believe in you. We got your backs." Thank you, Ed. That's very kind.
I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Speaking of believing in people, do you know that you have like 200 people watching right now? And also that you have 138 thumbs up? Like, come on, John. This is crazy.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of you all.
It's so good.
It's because you're on, Roxy. People respond to you. I'm telling you.
I want more thumbs. Now we're at 143. Easily we can get to 200 thumbs by the end of the episode. Easily. Look at me
Let's
setting
do it.
goals
I'm
for your
down.
channel. Isn't it nice when somebody else pimps out your channel?
Yeah, it's very kind of you. Thank you, Roxy. Well, you got to pimp out Roxy's channel. Come on, you got to go subscribe to Roxy's channel. If anyone is watching or listening and hasn't subscribed to Roxy's channel, do yourself right now. Open up a new tab, go into YouTube again, and hit subscribe on Roxy's channel. She's generating great content over there, fun content that you can enjoy, and the interviews have been a joy to watch for sure.
Oh my God.
Ari,
It sounded like I was
please
asking you for that.
no, don't get self-conscious. Ari Papermaster donated. He said, "Did you just see Taika Waititi's daughter is giving him a haircut on Instagram Live? Why would he do this at the same time as your stream?" Like he literally started streaming right after you started. Thank you for the videos. Quarantine is killing me. Well,
yeah, that is rude of Taika. It's rude.
Yeah, right. Well, it's standard Taika. He's really
classic.
He's one of those guys. Suge Knight donated. He said, "Hey guys, I'm sending in a question in for Weston Iro." I don't know what that means.
Weston Ira is a fan in here, and so he like Weston must have said it, and then this person is putting it in the.
Cool. Okay. Thank you, Suge. He said, "This reminds me. What do you think about doing a promo school segment, Rocha?" Yeah, sure. I'd love to do that. That's
about doing a what?
Actually, a promo school segment where I would teach people how to do promos, how to create a promo, how to what's the details of a promo, the ins and outs of a promo. What are you looking to accomplish with a promo? So that might be fun. Maybe I'll put it behind the Patreon wall as something people could subscribe to. Maybe one of the tiers they get that. That would be fun overall.
Damn.
Sure, why not? That could be fun.
I think there are a couple of newbies in the Schmoedown who could use a bit of a promo school.
Anybody on the Rockstars? Anybody on the Rockstars?
The Rockstars are actually
scored away.
The Rockstars are actually pretty great at it because I think, the only faction that didn't draft any newbies.
Yeah.
So
you're smart. You went for veterans.
Yeah, that there are often some green players that try to cut a promo, and it's been interesting to watch. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, let's remember, movie trivia is not necessarily built for people who understand how to do promos. Movie trivia is full of, people who are movie nerds, and movie nerds really aren't built to deliver those promos. The one tip I would say to anybody who might be watching is, and this is not giving anything away, watch some of your favorite speeches in movies. Those are essentially promos. Those are promos about what they're going to do or what they want to see happen. Those are promos for whatever is happening in the movie. So that's the one tip I would give people. Glenn Caesar donated. He said, "Roxy, thanks for the update on Popo. As I know myself how difficult it can be to share personal stuff. I said it to you earlier today, but it's absolutely worth repeating it here. Much love, hugs, and positive vibes to you, Grammy, and Popo, now and always." Glenn is such a big
appreciate. Glenn has been honestly like a saving grace during this time for me. Just the kindness and always putting all of my stuff all over the internet and getting as many people there as he possibly can. And I've learned a lot about him and his meditation practices and everything. He's just such a stand-up guy, and I appreciate that. Wow. But I think part of the job for me and you, Rocha, is sharing our personal lives. It's part of the job. If you don't want to share your personal life, then you shouldn't do this. Because why else would you guys listen to us? Who cares?
Yeah. I think that's what's kind of put us in a certain realm of host or pundit, is that we are both very open about what we're experiencing in our lives, both the vulnerabilities and the fear, but also the happiness and the joy of things that go on. So that's a positive overall. And I think the fans enjoy seeing us as well-rounded human beings rather than just someone who's delivering something,
Well, I didn't like you at first, Roxy, but now.
Brandon Buck donated, and speaking of what you just said, Roxy, he said, "This whole social distancing has made my depression and anxiety so much worse. I am really scared I'm going to lose control." So, okay. So let's address this from Brandon Buck, if you're up for it. My first reaction to this is, I get it. I've been there before. I think there are many people who are going through anxiety and depression and just worry and fear of what's coming down the pike. But this is where your tools that you've learned, if you've done therapy, will come into play for you. What have you learned? Something as simple as breathing can take you off that place, can bring you out of that place. If you take 15 to 20 minutes and breathe, and by that I mean you breathe to the top, hold it, and then let it out. And you'll be surprised how quickly, within 10 to 15 minutes, some of those feelings will dissipate or at least minimize a little bit. And to the point where you can start to feel like you're not necessarily losing control. And you've got a little more of a perspective on what's happening. What do you say to this, Rox?
Yeah, I mean, I think that breathing is really important. I do a box. So I like to visualize things when I breathe. So I will like breathe in for 4, which brings you up one side, then hold for 4, then breathe out for 4, and then stay for 4, and then breathe it. And I like make this box with my breathing. I don't know if that helps anybody else at all, but for me, everything is very visual. So like I try to picture like legitimately breathing up a box and then holding through the side. And then I also think I try to, during this time, ask myself what's useful. So I feel scared too. I just talked to you guys. I feel scared shitless about Papo. I cannot be there. That's a fact. So is it useful for me to feel this afraid and to spend my time worrying about worst case scenarios? No, it's useful for me to make decisions. So I try to control the things that I can. Like I make sure that I'm talking to them about what he's eating, and I make sure that I figure out a checklist every day. Does he have this in his hearing aid and this thing? So whatever your version of that is in your life, you got to try to think about the things that you can control, and know that it's not useful to put your energy towards being worried or fearful, because that won't actually help. So take control of your own life as much as you can and figure out, because everybody can control things in their life. You can't control everything, but everybody has at least a few things that they can control. I saw a fun Arnold Schwarzenegger during this time is hysterical on Instagram.
Oh my God, he's been a great follow on Twitter.
It's incredible. But today he did this video about you can't control quarantine, but you can control what kind of shape you stay in. And I was like, listen, this is funny because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he is completely right. He is completely right that like every one of us right now can at least do crunches if you are able-bodied. Anybody who's able-bodied right now can do those things. And if not, you can control, instead of, if you're trying to eat inexpensive food, you can buy a big bag of frozen shrimp instead of, which can be really inexpensive if you get it in bulk, if you can buy them online, as opposed to buying 15 boxes of or bags of bread. Like you can, there are things you can do during this time. You can reach out to your friends and check on them. You can start writing and blogging or videoing. You can watch your movies, live streaming. Like there's certain things that you can do. So just really try to focus on those. And I get it. I think we're all scared. I think anybody who says they're not a little bit scared right now, it has got to be lying. This is scary for sure. But think about the things that you can do that are useful.
Yeah, agreed. We got a super chat here coming in. Jake Ira wants to know thoughts on Westworld season 3. First 3 episodes are great. Do you agree, Roxy? I haven't watched yet. What do you think?
I have only seen season 1 and season 2. I'll be honest with you, John. During this time, I'm having a really challenging time watching dramas.
Wow.
That's a
strong statement from a person who is TV addicted.
So I have
watched anything.
I've watched Tiger King. I've watched The Circle. I have watched Love is Blind. I watched, what was the name of the show that Josh had me watch the other day? That was freaking amazing. It's not This Is the End of the Fucking World. It's the same creator though. This is not okay. I'm Not Okay with This, the Netflix show.
Oh yeah.
I watched that. I watched Sex Education. I'm watching Schitt's Creek. But like I put on Ozark. And I had to, Ozark is one of my favorite shows. I turned it off after 30 seconds because anything too serious right now, I just can't. My mind is like, there's too much. Just everything. Make me laugh and just calm me down. So I will, of course, watch Westworld as I love that show, but I have not yet.
Right. Wow, that's funny. I'm kind of almost the opposite, and I can't really watch any comedies right now. So we're watching these murder mysteries that are British because my girlfriend is a massive Anglophile, as people know. And we just finished The Tunnel, 3 seasons of The Tunnel, which is on PBS SoCal with Clemence Poesy, the girl who plays the head Bobaton. Every season, they're solving a crime that involves France and England, and it's
Real true crimes.
Yeah, no, not real true crimes, but they explore a crime that happened in France and England, and she's French, he's English, and they have to come together to solve crimes. And every season has something incredibly weird and new, and so that keeps my mind off everything else that's happening. If I can just lose myself in their world, and I don't know, that just kind of does it for me. But I hear you about people not wanting to watch drama. That's certainly something that can get underneath you.
Yeah.
Roberto Taylor says, good show. And I feel you, Roxy. My parents of 72 and 69 live with me, so I have to be extra careful. Thanks for entertainment during this time. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Roberto.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have parents in that age range, and it is scary. But I will say, for parents in that age range, it's so different. As long as try to get them the vitamin C, but those people are still, if they catch this thing, they're still able to fight it. When you're in your 90s, man, like we're talking different level. But I'm glad you're being careful, and there's different precautions you can take, like vitamin C, helping with the immune system. D3 is another vitamin that I've got my dad on. Because that one really helps. Making sure they have adult electrolytes in the house, because that's really what they are giving you if you go to the hospital to try to flush this sucker out. That's another thing you can buy. There's a company called Jao, and they are still selling hand sanitizer that's above 60% alcohol, which is what you need. That's online. I've been telling everybody about anything I find out. I try to tell everybody, because it's not going to be helpful for me if anything happens to any of your guys' people either. So just try to take all those precautions that you can, and your parents, fingers crossed, everything will be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Strikeleather says, is John Jones the UFC's Antonio Brown? Yes, I would agree. John Jones is.
It seems like without a doubt. Without a doubt. The only difference is that with Antonio Brown, it's different in the UFC. Like him, he's always somebody's problem. So when you're your own problem, you're your own problem. But it's not cool to be somebody else's problem.
I appreciate that. That's very true. Mara says, I'm subscribed to both of you. I support when I can. Thank you, Mara. That's very kind.
You rock. Appreciate that.
Tim Franco jumped in here. Rocha, I just got 3 bottles of my favorite stout and beer of all time, Hyper Mash Hydra. I'm going to save you one for Arizona trip. Coffee coconut stout. Perfect. Oh my God. Yes. For those of you who don't know, I'm a massive stout fan. Look, Riley's cornered the market, the wine market. I get it. Riley has cornered the wine market, but I want to corner the stout market. I'm a massive fan of stouts. It's all I drink beer wise. I don't drink that IPA crap. I don't drink any regular beer. Stouts are the only thing I drink. So Franco, please save me that. And soon as I can cross state lines, I will be coming down to Arizona to hang out with that crew and shoot some stuff and do some live streams with you all, because I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys and having a little fun down there. So definitely save me one. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that.
John, the fact that you think that Riley has cornered the wine market is the most egregious comment. Like, so what? You and I can't have wine because he has wine?
I've seen him I've been on Riley's Cantina. People buy him like bottles and bottles of wine. Jake Yacovetta, I think, bought him like 100 bottles of wine. Just kidding. I'm just exaggerating. But people just buy him bottles and bottles of wine. I find that to be an incredible thing. And I thought to myself, well, what could I corner? What market could I corner? And I think the stout market could be fun. Although that won't be good for my waistline. Still, I respect the fact that he cornered the. Are you saying that he hasn't cornered the wine market? Is that what you're trying to say?
I am saying that none of us are popular enough to corner any kind of booze market. Until you're The Rock, I don't think any market gets cornered. No, I don't think that Mark Riley has a monopoly on wine right now. I think he is the happiest go lucky person, and he loves drinking his wine on his stream, and I love that for him. But do you think if you started doing something with wine, Riley would be like, how dare you? That's my corner of the market. I have the wine corner. I mean, there's no
Riley's
chance.
too kind.
Yeah.
Riley's too kind to do that. That's for sure. Let's see. We got Jamal Bayless sent in here, says, love Geek Buddies, love World Girls. Hashtag Whiskey Champ 2020. What does that mean? Is that from the show?
Yeah. Oh, somebody didn't watch my first episode. Fine.
I watched highlights. You guys were barely standing by the end, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
It was quite a day of whiskey. Thank you for loving World Girls. Whiskey champion. That's all you get.
Yeah. How did that all come about, by the way? Maybe there's some people who are watching who haven't taken a chance on this. It's you and Dorina, and I don't, and who else is in this with you?
Steph Sabra. You've met her a few times.
Yes,
she came on Collider. She's one of my closest friends, and it happened after everything went down at Collider, and I started to think, I'd already been doing my YouTube channel for about a year, but I started to think like we can't all just continue to be talking heads. I want to create more work because I know the way that this is going. And so I came up with, I was always like a big fan of Jackass growing up. And then I really liked these guys called the Try Guys. They had a BuzzFeed channel. And there was a lot of different people. I always found myself watching videos of people doing things for the first time. And I thought that was so cool. And there's, I've got weird shit about me. Like I've never tried coffee before. I don't know how to ride a bike. Like I have some strange shit about me. And so I had been looking for something to work on with Dorina after we were the co-hosts of Collider Live, and then it was done. And right now, honestly, if I'm not doing a project with you and you're my friend, I really don't see you because that's all I have time for is work. So I wanted to hang with her more, and so I was like, we should definitely. So I came up with the idea, and then I had this other friend, Steph, who's just such a rock star and very adventurous. And I thought that the three of us, and Doreen and Steph, were good friends from me too. So I thought that we would make a great team, and we looked at the calendar. We saw that St. Patrick's Day was 2 months out. We decided we would give whiskey a whirl for our first episode, as we all are interested in whiskey. And, we thought it'd be fun to do it like a little bit of a competition. Other things that we were thinking were more active and were going to be more challenging to produce in the future, like skydiving or axe throwing or an escape room. And they need more proof of concept if they're going to let you come and do those things. So we knew people at this bar. We knew we could get in, and we wanted to give it a whirl. And honestly, everybody showed up for us. It was awesome. Cameron Rice directing it, Frank editing it, RB3 coming to run camera. We had a whole team that rallied around us, and it was just the production value on it looks like we spent tens of thousands of dollars. And I feel really proud of it. And it sucks that this happened right after, because we had a shoot planned that obviously we can't do right now. So we're trying to pivot a little bit, think about things we can do at home on live stream. Like we want to make Steph, because she's so single, do dating apps where Dorina and I tell her what she has to say, and she has to write whatever we tell her to. Or like hot food competitions, with chilies and stuff like that. So we've just been thinking about different things that we can still give a whirl from home. But obviously the whole show, it's about our chemistry together. So it's been challenging. But yeah, our first episode hit 10,000 views, which we were so excited about. And awesome. The comments in there were so kind. Definitely was the kindest I've ever seen a comment section for me. Cause I got a lot of haters out there. People make fun of me when I say haters. Apparently that's what like the big YouTube, like Logan Paul says, like, okay, you haters. But there's a lot of haters, and this section they loved it so much that I was like, okay, we're on the right track. So yeah, we're definitely be doing more, and I'm pretty stoked about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome stuff.
Thanks.
Jamie Gore says, here's a weird versus, but recently saw Hell or High Water and Life of Pi. Which one do y'all prefer more? You'll keep killing it. I'm going to go Hell or High Water for me personally. that speaks more to me than Life of Pi did. Although Life of Pi is a pretty inspirational film, for me, Hell or High Water is the one because I like them gritty Taylor Sheridan type shows.
I really liked Hell or High Water. I will say though, I saw it more recently than Life of Pi, so it feels a little unfair because um, I definitely would say Hell or High Water too, but things hit you at different points in your life, so I would have to redo Life of Pi in order to make an executive decision on that one.
Okay. We're at 188 likes. We're 12 away from 200. My God, this is the quickest I've come close to 200 in any stream. Roxy, you are amazing. You are gold for anybody.
They like you. They really like you, John.
No, it's you. It's not me. Trust me, it's you. What have I been watching lately? Like I just said, I just the British stuff. That's what we've been focusing on. Me and the lady. I got into some weird Norwegian show as well. Oh no, wait, Swedish show called Modus as well. So listen, my mind just goes. It just goes into different countries. It's crazy like that. And then it'll swing back down to American stuff eventually. Trust me on that. But I will say this on Netflix, Valhalla Murders. That was an awesome series. I really enjoyed that recently. That was a really good one as well.
I never heard of it.
Basically, if you kill people, I want to watch the show, Roxy. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's what I got to do to get you to watch my thing. So World Girls Give Murder a Whirl. You'll check that out. Okay. Note to self.
No. Hi, Roxy and Rocha, Outlaw from Australia. Sydney. Hope you guys are well. Dream matches, WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels versus The Rock. Watch Dark Side of the Ring, New Jack today. Yeah, that one just came out. Roxy, where are you on this WrestleMania thing? Doing it over 2 days.
Yeah,
no fans.
Yeah, I'm up to date on everything. I don't love it. Okay. I think that we're watching a lot of people drop, justifiably so.
Yeah.
Obviously, like a Roman Reigns dropping makes complete sense. You have to take care of yourself. And it's scary. It's really scary. I think that I'm not surprised because this is like a classic McMahon move to, the show must go on, which makes perfect sense. And I can't imagine, I can't judge because I do not know what it's like to be in charge of a multi-billion-dollar organization, like where there's that much money on the line. And this event is a multi-million-dollar event for so many people. Yeah. But there's something, it's not the same without the audience. We're putting people at risk. We're putting people's children at risk. We're putting people's parents at risk. And I hate that. Yeah. I have not watched Dark Side of the Ring yet. I will. I plan on it because I'm interested. But in terms of Mania, I think, and again, it's not mine to judge, but I would like to think if I was in that position, I would cancel the event.
Yeah. Right? You think so? I don't. Yeah, they're going to take a loss either way. That's why they're trying to sell it on pay-per-view. Apparently, it's $100 if you don't have the network, $60 one night, $40 the other night, and I just think that's crazy for an event that's going to have no fans in attendance. I don't
think that's a good price point for it.
Yeah,
I think they would sell more. I think they would make more money at a lower price point. And I'm sure they did market research on that. And so I could be completely wrong. But to me, as a casual fan, because, I'm a casual, even a little less than casual. I like wrestling. If it's on, I'll watch it. I'm friends with some wrestlers. I immensely respect the sport and the show and everything about the WWE. And because I know a lot of them, I know what it takes. And I love wrestling. I just don't watch as religiously as you or a lot of fans do. But if this was $20, then I would get it.
Yeah.
If at $100, I will not be if this was $50, but at $100, I will not be getting WrestleMania.
Yeah. I have the network already, so I'll be like watching, but not really expecting much for sure. So we'll see. It's just weird. Will Watson said, I just wanted to say hi. No insults tonight, Rocha, just because of your guest. The Wheelman loves you both. Quick question. Favorite sports movie? Roxy, favorite sports movie?
First of all, Will, you're an all-star. Such a stud. Obsessed with Will. Favorite sports movie is Warrior.
Oh, good choice. Yeah, Gavin O'Connor, fantastic.
I love that movie. I love I'm a huge Gavin O'Connor fan. And, to me, for sports movies, he's 3 for 3 now with Miracle and the Way Back. I think that he's just incredible. But something about Warrior, I find something different in it every time I watch. I find I cry at a different moment. I find that a line affects me differently. And it's one of those movies that you feel like you have ownership in. Like every time I want to tell people about it. If you've never heard of or you never saw Warrior, I want you to. And so there's something about that. And I think that, I love sports movies in general, but I love Remember the Titans. That's that's up there too. But there's just something about Warrior that makes it, I love Rocky. I love all the Rocky movies. But I think Warrior is a slight cut above for me.
I think that's a great choice.
What is yours?
And Remember the Titans, a great Schmoedown favorite. Remember the Titans.
Yeah. I know.
For me, it's always going to be Hoosiers. There's just something about that film at the time that I saw it in the 80s.
Yeah.
There was something about connected to with the redemption story of Gene Hackman's character in that film, but also just the simplicity of this underdog team and it's based on true story, going all the way to the championship and winning that title. And of course, people have denigrated it recently over the last few years because it's an all-white team taking an all-black team. I get that, but when I was watching it, that didn't occur to me at all. All I was watching was an underdog against a powerhouse team, and they pull off the victory. And it was great to watch. And it's based on true story. So to me, it always works. But we just did Field of Dreams on the Cinephiles, which will be coming down a little bit of a couple of weeks from now or a few weeks from now. And it was nice to revisit that movie. And I may have not given that movie its fair due. And revisiting it now as an older man, that film really speaks volumes to me and may have climbed up into the number 2 spot of favorite sports movies ever. So
wow, number 2. The great picks in the chat: Color of Money, Coach Carter, Any Given Sunday. A lot of really strong ones in here. That sports movie, they're just made to. Sports movies are such a great category because I love teams just in general, like parts of other movies that make me cry, and episode 9 of Star Wars. The part that makes me cry when I watch it is when everybody comes in the ships, so like anything where somebody feels alone and then they've got a team that has their back, that for me is the thing that makes me feel the most. And so sports movies and team movies and anybody who puts 110% into anything, like it's just such an incredible genre. I love sports movies.
I agree. And speaking of which, here's this question, Larry Lease. Well, what will Boston bring a championship home now, Roxy? Tom Brady off to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Does this make you stop being a Patriots fan? I've heard a lot of people saying they don't want to cheer for the Patriots anymore now.
No,
Tom Brady not there.
It's the most classic Boston thing to say ever. That is so not true. We're a testy group. We're a rambunctious, aggressive, hasty group of cats, and we say a lot of shit. Oh, fuck this. And I hate the Patriots now. They suck. And I'm just never going to fucking watch them again. And honestly, I was talking to Tommy and Tommy's not going to watch, and Danny and Billy and Bobby aren't going to watch me either. And we're going to riot. This is stupid. Like that is every person I talk to right now. Fuck the Patriots and fuck this. And listen, 20 years. He gave us 20 years. He gave us 6 championships. I mean, come the fuck on. Tom Brady is the greatest there ever was, and I'm going to continue to root for him, but not above the Patriots. It's the Patriots. Right. So you can root for multiple people at once until you can't. And so I wish Brady all the success in the world. I think he picked I think it's a strange move. And I think if they do not do well, I think he's going to grow to regret that move several years down the line. I think that right now, because of everything that went down with him and Belichick, I think that it just was too far gone. He wasn't having fun anymore. The relationship was too strained, and he felt like he had to make this move if he wanted to continue playing. And we know very clearly he wants to continue playing. So I respect the decision, and that's fine. But at the same time, in 10 years from now, if he looks back and this season and possibly next season didn't go well, you think he's gonna think, yeah, I'm glad I retired in a Tampa jersey? I mean, there's no way. So if they do well, then, say they somehow end up winning the Super Bowl, then I don't think he's going to regret a goddamn thing. I think he's going to say, look what I did. And so it could be the smartest move that anybody's ever made, but I kind of doubt it. And I wish him the best, but I'm a Patriots fan through and through, no matter what. I think we got a strange year. If we even have a football season in the fall. So
good points. Yeah.
So the truth is, wouldn't it be crazy? I mean, the truth is what we talk about with sports right now may or may not matter. It may or may not matter.
Yeah. Very good point. Very good point. I mean, I started a sports show right when they shut everything down. But hey, that's just kind of how it works sometimes. I had to kind of build up to that point. But people have been watching, over 2,000 views on each of those episodes. So
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. I think it's actually one of the reasons that Backstage is doing so well right now too, because when you do not have the thing, you want people discussing the thing, and there's still sports. There's still sports news. During all of this, the fact that Brady and Gostkowski both, I mean, those are two massive moves just coming from one team. So why wouldn't you be talking about that right now? And if it comes fall and there is no football, that's going to be even crazier to talk about. Or what happens if they can't train at all? I mean, there's just so much, and that's just one sport. There's just so much to talk about with baseball and football, right, and basketball right now. It's just and hockey. I mean, there's so much shit going on. So I think it's actually a great time to start a sports show. It's just ironic, but it is a good time. Yeah.
Well, listen, and I appreciate Jay Washington and Winston have been great on the show. Certainly, we're a different kind of sports show, but it is the sports show that I always wanted to do and was kind of restrained from doing because of time and production resources over at Collider. So it's been nice for us to all spread our wings and do our kind of sports show. And Ben Goddard was on recently this past week, so it was a lot of fun. You can go watch that on the channel. Let's bring in some live people, Rox. We got you are a very popular lady. We got so many super chats.
I'm so glad.
I got to get to, but let's bring in Wiley Todd. Are you ready to jump into this thing? Yeah. All right. There he is. Wiley. What's up?
Hello.
Wait, how are you doing this?
This is through the Discord. I can bring them in on as long as they have the link. They can come on in with me and ask questions. So Wiley, what do you got?
This is crazy. What?
Here, I'll explain it to you, Ross, because I want to do it for the people out there watching, actually. So me and Suge Knight are in the chat posting this link where it says Discord. It might look daunting, but I swear to you, it is not. Me and Rocha are actually working on an easier way for you to join. But what you do is you click on it, you join, and then I will message you. And all you have to do is join the waiting room, and then me and Suge will talk to you. We'll see if you have a good microphone. It doesn't have to be a good microphone. You could be on your phone microphone. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then we'll give you a link, and you get to be on here exactly like this. You get to talk to Roxy and Rocha. It's very easy. Don't be scared.
Here's the deal. I just want to step in for 1 second and explain verbally what you just said. You said, just come into this waiting room with Suge Knight and I. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I'm pretty sure it's the scariest sentence I have ever
I should have said Richard.
Just come. Suge Knight and I will just be in this waiting room for you. No worries. Come on in. You want to come in the waiting room with Suge and I? Oh, my scaredness.
And there's the link right there if you want to do what Wiley Todd is doing. Thank you, Wiley, for doing that, brother, man. You're awesome. Did you have a question for Roxy, or should we move on to first? Okay, so bring it on.
I've been on the stream recently quite a bit talking about James Bond. And Roxy, I know you saw GoldenEye. And here, I got to explain myself because I've become a massive James Bond fan in the past month. So I got to explain. I know the first movie you saw was GoldenEye. It's a bad movie. I agree with you. I don't like it. So what I find the most interesting in James Bond personally here is the girl characters and how they are presented in certain movie and certain parts in the movies. So there's really two good examples that I would give another chance to. Is From Russia with Love. It does it very well and has a good story.
What is it?
From Russia with Love.
Well, who is that one?
That is Sean Connery.
Okay.
And the other one is my favorite one, The Spy Who Loved Me, which is a great adventure movie. It's one of the first movies that has the greatest Bond girl, just personally on character.
Who is it?
The Bond girl?
No, the Bond and the Bond girl, both, I guess.
Roger Moore, and I can't think of the girl's name at the moment. But I've been watching them for the past month, and those are two. And of course, because I know you like Chris Cornell, I'm a massive Chris Cornell fan myself. Watch Casino Royale because
I know.
And that's like those are the most modern ones, so those are really good.
So here's the deal. I'm not on a soapbox about James Bond. I'm not that I know a lot of I've heard at least there's like feminist issues in James Bond. That's not my problem with the movies. I have zero problem with the movies. I just didn't watch them ever. And then when I was dating Ben, he had me watch GoldenEye as the first one, and I didn't hate it. I just was like, this is such an average movie. I don't feel like watching these. Like the movie was fine, and I thought, this movie was fine. It didn't feel like a horrible movie. It didn't feel like anything that inspired me or excited me. So I was like, I guess I don't like James Bond movies that much. Now I know that I should give them a shot, and I'm sure over time I will. And I'm glad that you just suggested some for me. But I'm not sitting there like the way they treat women. I don't even know how they treat women because I don't watch it. I'm just more like, why would I watch this? Like, you know what's dope? John Wick. That's dope. I love John Wick. Dope. But I don't know, like something about it. I just, it's dope. Atomic Blonde. There's just so many there's so many dope movies out there that I'm like, do I really want to spend time and go back and watch all of the James Bond movies? I'm not a weekend player. No, I know. And I'm glad for the suggestions, and maybe I should, because if I'm going to be in this space, I mean, it comes up like maybe 3 times a week. Very often. So good suggestions. The Chris Cornell thing might sell me. I love him so much.
It's a great one too. It's one of my favorites.
It's my favorite. It's not my favorite Bond movie, but it's in the top 5 for sure. Because Skyfall is still my number 1 favorite Bond movie. All right, Wiley, we got to jump on other people. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing and moderating tonight in the Discord, brother. It means the world to me, and I'm glad you sent me that mic. I'm looking forward to getting that thing.
It should be coming soon. I shipped it out yesterday, so
you got another mic. Your mic is great.
Well, this is the mic for like podcasts, but the mic he's using that's so perfect, that's the one he's sending me. He said he has a spare one lying around, so he sent it to me.
Damn. Wow. You got good people. You got friends in high places.
You got good people too.
I know, I do. But that's awesome. Great job. Dang. Well, that's so cool. That's so great. And like, wow, you brought him in, and there's like a Discord. I have a Discord. I use it for my Patreon, but I don't even know what you're talking about or how this whole thing. It's above my pay grade.
Whoever's on your Patreon or Discord rather will probably can absolutely help you do this. It's not even that difficult. Surely if I figured it out. Let's go to J-Dog. He's waiting to talk. J-Dog, what's up, dude? Hello? Are you there?
Well, we see him, but...
Are you talking at all?
I see his mouth moving.
Yeah, I can't hear you, my man. He's been waiting like an hour to come on the thing.
Oh, so J-Dog, don't use it or lose it. Oh, no, J-Dog.
Jay?
Sometimes if you plug in headphones, it helps. Oh, Jay.
I'm going to get you a new internet connection, Jay. Sorry, brother, man. Let's bring in Raven.
J-Dog,
what's up, Raven?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Coming in loud and clear.
What's going on, dude? Tell him where you're coming in from. Roxy doesn't know. Where are you coming in from?
Oh, I'm from Palau.
But currently, are you in the car?
Yes, I'm in my car. It's 11 o'clock in the morning right now. So I'm going to grab some lunch before I head back to work.
Are you guys not on? Are you not on lockdown?
We are. Well, not total lockdown. They've closed a lot of the public places, like parks and all that. But other than that, people are still going to work. And Palau is we're fortunate that we're a small enough country that we don't have a lot of flights coming in. So we were able to we just stopped the last flight this past weekend. So right now, whoever's here is here, and we have currently one suspected case, but we don't have any tests yet.
Excuse my ignorance, but what countries are touching Palau?
Well, there's flights coming in from Japan, China, and Taiwan and Guam. Like everything from the U.S. Coming in goes through Guam mainly. Yeah, via United, and that was the last flight that was stopped. Of course, when it all started, we stopped flights from China, Korea, most of Asia, like the Philippines. But now we stopped Guam, so now whoever's here, who's a tourist, is stuck here until it's all over, which is sad. But yeah, it's pretty tough.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We're lucky to be prepared for it since we haven't had any cases yet, so our hospital is almost ready to receive patients. But our this country only has 21,000 people, which is like total. It was like double or triple the amount of affected around the world. So if it hits here and it hits hard, we're screwed.
It's interesting that they won't let tourists leave, though. You would think that nobody could come there, but you would think that if people wanted to leave, that would be okay.
But that's the thing. When they announced, the flights that are leaving, they get, it was kind of like a warning. Whoever wants to leave, leaves. Like there was the last flight that went back to Japan had about 70 passengers.
Wow.
And that was the last flight of people leaving.
Wow.
Well, let's help Roxy and other people figure out where Palau is right now. Let's take a look right there. Palau is right there, right above Australia. See that there, that little green dot? That is Palau, right near Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, and right below the Philippines. So Palau is like a little.
Wow.
This is how far the Outlaw Nation reaches, all the way to the other side of the world. Respect. Thank you so much, Raven. You're awesome.
John, how the fuck did you just put that on the screen?
I get such a kick out of impressing Roxy. I get such a kick out of that.
So good.
Thank you.
Crazy.
Wait, I gotta find the right overlay now.
So what is
your question, brother?
Oh, go ahead.
I have one quick question and then my main question. My first quick question, and this is towards you, Rocha, because you're a sports guy, and Roxy, but I want this to go directly to Roxy because I'm a Seahawks fan. So I have a beef with the Patriots. Yeah.
What's your beef? It wasn't their fault. Your coach stupidly thought to throw the ball on the 1 yard line.
Do you know that I was at that Super Bowl?
No.
What?
But
you don't know that, John?
It's the fact that they lost. It's the fact that they lost to the Patriots that pisses me off.
I would be annoyed if I were you too. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Sucks to be you.
Yep. But
sometimes it ain't good to be Big Balls Pete.
My question is, and it's not a dig, but now that Belichick and Brady have gone their separate ways, when the season starts, if it starts, will the question of whether it was Belichick or Brady be brought up?
I think it's
later on.
Yeah, of course. I think so. It's always Belichick, Brady, or Kraft. Who is the most important to the team? That's the question at every bar back home that we have. Every time we have a drink, everybody argues about it in a friendly way. Who's the most important? And I think that it's going to be an impossible question to ever answer because right now, how could we expect Belichick to immediately do with another quarterback what he had 20 years to do with Brady, an entire team? I know a lot of people have called it a plug and play system, but I've never thought that. I've never thought it could be anybody. The people who have said Tom Brady could be anyone. I mean, it's just such a load of bullshit that it could be anyone. So I don't even know how they would prove that. Even if, say, Brady does go and win the Super Bowl this year, does that prove that it was him over Belichick? I don't think so, especially because he has all of the knowledge that Belichick imparted on him. So it comes from him. And if the Patriots somehow are able to win the Super Bowl this year, then how are we going to say that Brady didn't already win a 6? I just don't know. I'm sure people will try to make the argument, but I don't think it's a question we'll ever know the answer to because really it's the whole team. It's the whole system. It's everything they were able to build together that made it such a perfect and unreplicable duo.
Yeah, that's fair. And it also takes other teams messing up, like the Falcons blowing a 24-point lead or 25-point lead. It takes the Seahawks throwing on the 1 yard line when they should have handed the ball off. You can't factor those into the overall discussion in a way that seems balanced. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we're ever going to know the answer one way or another. Yes, he got Matt Castle to 11-5, but guess what?
Right.
They didn't make the playoffs that year. They didn't make the playoffs. So 11-5 meant nothing if you didn't make the playoffs. You know, Brady would have gotten you that extra 12th win to get you into the playoffs. So those are those things.
At least we assume he would have. We assume he would have. And yeah, I agree with that. And we don't know what we're going to do yet. So it's so hard to even speculate because we don't know what we're going to do. We don't know what state the planet's going to be in, but then more so, we don't even know what the Patriots are going to look like. So it's going to be interesting for sure. And
Thanks, Raven. I appreciate it.
Yeah. One question before I let you guys go.
I got three people waiting. All right, make it quick.
All right. So being that I'm from Palau, you know, there's not a lot of, you know, we're not really well known. Like what we're mainly known for is our diving. But in the entertainment side, there's only a couple of things that, a couple of like movies and properties that, you know, Palau has been a part of, and that's Survivor, Hell in the Pacific.
Yeah.
And they talked about it in what do you call that? Journey to the, you know, Mysterious World with the Rock or whatever, which was disappointing. So my question to you is, what's a property, movie, whatever that that you like that's based on your either state or your hometown, or that's it. That's all I wanted to ask. And what's one that you hate? Right. Yeah. So thank you guys.
Thanks, Raven. I appreciate it.
My favorite movie of all time is Good Will Hunting. And you know that it's Boston boys through and through. But I'm very lucky to be from a place that has incredible movies about it. You know, a lot of Boston movies are super wonderful because Boston breeds bizarre characters. So there's a lot, but Goodwill would be my favorite. The town's really cool. Departed. Yeah. There's a bunch.
I don't know if there's many films that are based in Virginia. So I'd have to go DC. I guess DC would be the one for me. And I'll always go All the President's Men. That's one of the most incredible films I've ever seen. It's a fantastic exploration with Nixon and Watergate. So that's a DC film that I thoroughly enjoy. I know the Purge, I think, used something from my hometown of Dale City, Virginia. So that's something that I know was in there, but I don't have a negative one from Virginia, so I can't 100% answer that. But I will echo Roxy's statements about the town and about Good Will Hunting. Those are the two of my favorite Massachusetts movies. I think I would say, because the town is not in Boston, but
Charleston.
It feels like it's in Boston. Yeah, Charleston.
Yeah.
Tell him who clipped you nuts. Tell him who clipped you. Let's move on to Amy. Amy, you've been waiting. Amy, are you up? Amy? I can't see you. Are you there?
Oh. The thing of death, the wheel of death. Oh, the poor people who've been waiting and waiting.
How about Jay? How about J Dog? Now
how about now?
Jay?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You did it, J Dog.
All right.
Yes. I'm so happy.
What do you got, Jay?
All right. Before I ask the question, I stumbled upon you guys 2019. I was on YouTube. I was at work because work had piled up, and for some reason the algorithms were on Collider for movie talk and the like. So I'm clicking on the stuff. This was in the summer. This is when Christian was still there. So I'm because they would ask the headline the questions would be, you know, will Creed 2 have a twist, a plot, or whatever, you know, whatever. And I saw it was Christian. It was you, Roxy. It was you, Rocha, and I think Makuga as well. And I was hooked. I was like, what else do these guys do? And that's when I fell into the movie trivia Schmoedown and saw the characters and things like that. And I've been hooked since, believe it or not, since 2019. But all the content I've seen, it feels like I've known you guys for like 20 years.
Did you heavily dislike me at first, but now you like me?
No, we're New Englanders. We don't do that. You know that. We're New Englanders. We don't. We don't eat our own.
Thank you. Oh, that made me lose him. We lost him because I asked my stupid fucking question. Oh, J-Dog.
Sorry, Jay. Jay, I'm gonna buy you a better stream. You always get frozen. Let's see if Amy comes up now. Amy, have we got you this time?
Oh, poor
No, is it still the Wheel of Death?
Amy.
There she is, Amy.
Oh, hi.
Yay!
Hey.
Hi, Amy.
I have to.
Hi.
What's up, Amy?
Good. How are you?
Good. You got a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, during this quarantine, have you guys been cooking or baking? Because I made
Good question.
chocolate chip cookies that were really good.
John, what's your deal? You cooking and baking?
Yeah, we have no choice. Look, I live with a chef. My girlfriend is a chef, so like there
I
is.
didn't realize that.
Yeah, she's a chef. She was trained, went to school in I think Paris as well for that. So I have no choice in the matter but to cook. But when you live with a chef, there's a lot of judgment that comes with it. She likes to take pictures of the things I cook and send them to other chefs and make fun of me, but it's still edible and I do what I can with it. So I'm not to the level of chocolate chip cookies. Much respect to you, Amy, but hopefully I'll get there one of these days.
Yeah, so I've been cooking up a storm because I did I mention I take care of my grandparents? Because I do that, I have not done takeout in 3 weeks now. Because I am concerned about the FDC has not put out or the CDC. The CDC has not put out a thing about whether or not they feel it's safe. And so I do believe that people should be supporting businesses if they can. But right now I just can't take the risk. So I've cooked every meal for the last 3 weeks. And, you know, I've saved a little bit of money doing that, which is good. I've spent a lot of money getting all of the stuff, but without doing takeout, that's been good. And I wish I had time to be baking more. I did get some slice and bakes so that I can enjoy chocolate chip cookies later myself, but not have to make the dough because I'm being lazy about it. But yeah, I love cooking. I love to cook. I love to bake. People used to make fun of me because even though I'm this like ballsy ass person, I grew up sewing, cooking, and cleaning like a crazy person. So people wouldn't necessarily expect that from me. But yes, I love to cook and bake.
I can suggest the recipe I used was from Bon Appetit because I follow them on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the chocolate chip recipe was so easy to follow. And I was just like,
good. Was it good?
So
Were they
happy
yummy?
they turned out great. They were really yummy. I did accidentally burn a couple of them, but if you scraped it off, it tasted fine.
Wait, how does one burn a couple cookies? Did you not put them all in the oven together?
I did, but I made too much, so I had like a top and a bottom rack. And then the part of the recipe said to poke them to make sure they hardened. So I poked them, but they were kind of soft still. So I was like, oh, I'll leave them in for like 2 more minutes. And then when I checked again, the bottom rack was burned. And I was like, oh no.
The amount of times I have burnt cookies, I can't even count. It's the worst. It's the worst. Because then you're eating something and you're like, oh, these are a lot of calories and they're burnt, but I made them, so I'm not going to not eat them. Shit.
Yeah, they were delicious too. Like the slightly burnt one were so good.
Oh, good.
But a lot of them were black, so I was just like, I'll just scrape the bottom. It's fine.
So I'll take black chocolate chip cookies. I chop any version of chocolate chip cookies. I'll take. I got to get a PO box, so maybe Amy will send me some. Thanks, Amy.
I will.
Any other questions? Are you good?
No, just loving all the content, and you guys are awesome.
You're awesome. Thanks, Amy.
You're awesome.
Amy,
yeah, we're loving you for watching our content. Thank you, Amy. You're
Wait, John. Speaking of a PO box.
Yeah,
I don't understand how those work, and I haven't quite adulted yet on that. But do you want to split one? Because I need a PO box too.
All right, I'll take a look and see how much it costs, and we can talk about it. That sounds good because I mean we're near the same area, so
yeah, it's close.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. That's for sure. Roxy, what's your schedule like? We have 26 minutes left in the stream, but I can go longer. Can you go longer? We have a lot of Streamlabs, a lot of super chats.
It's going to depend. It's going to depend. So I might have to go do what we have to do, and if I have to jump off, I'll jump off. But I'll try to stick on as long as I can.
Okay,
I'm glad that you're getting so many. Yay, people. Go.
I know. It's very, very kind of people. If I don't bring all your super chats up, please forgive me, but I'm going to burn through these really quick and get everybody, at least verbally, get them some love on this thing. Let's see. Chris Hall said, Rocha, you were awesome on Backstage today. I loved how you cut into those babies. Ha ha. Oh, there's no need to insult. Roxy, you are an awesome person and always love your opinions. Thank you both for everything you do. Yeah, Backstage was fun.
What babies?
Well, there was Ben Goddard and Rachel Silvestrini. They were upset about how some people felt about the way they behaved in their match, and they were upset at Frank Janish for calling them out on it on the Schmoedown Rundown. And I just kind of said my piece and said, if you want to be a heel, you got to take everything that comes with being a heel. And that is part of it, is to be insulted, have people mad at you for the way you're a heel. That's the game. Yeah, that's the game. Exactly. AK Torres donated, said, hello, John Jones, without a doubt, is the GOAT. He is the youngest champ in UFC history. He came from apply to been a UFC champ in months. I don't know what that means. His mom passed recently. He has been in and out of rehab. People go overboard with their criticism. It's not true, Torres. I don't think people go over with the criticism at all. Uneasy is the head that wears the crown. If you're going to be a champion, the expectations are higher. And no matter what your story is, if you do these things that are self-destructive, that are negative towards you, people are going to look at it. If he was a nobody who couldn't win matches, his mom could have died. He could be in and out of rehab and people wouldn't make comments about it. But the fact that he's a champion, this comes with the territory. I think. What do you think, Rox?
For me, John, you can call it self-destructive all you want, but when you are drinking and driving and firing guns, you are not just self-destructive. You could kill somebody.
That's fair.
And
absolutely.
To me, we're not going hard on as somebody who has lost their mother and as somebody who has taken a lot of drugs in my life to try to move on from the pain of losing. Trust me that I have had to take accountability for the things I've done in my past that I'm not proud of. And the people who said things about the choices that I were making were absolutely right to say those things, because when you're not your best, you need people to call you out for not being your best so that you can become better. And you're saying, on top of that, he is the champ. And when you are wearing that crown, it means something. So I feel for him and I feel for his loss, and it's horrible. But at the same time, you're going to put your life in danger. That's one thing. You're going to put other people's life in danger. That is something that deserves to be called out, and is not something that I think people should take lightly.
That's a great point, Roxy. He could have been out there and he could have killed someone's mother and taken them out of their lives as well if he'd been even more irresponsible. So it's a great point you bring up. Chris Scorpio donated, said, have you seen the Dark Side of the Ring Bruiser Brody episode? Horrible and tragic that justice still has not been done in his case. I haven't watched that one. Have you, Roxy?
No, I haven't seen any. And this is something that I'm so interested in because it seems to be coming up more and more. I think it's coming up more because of the Benoit stuff. Is that why? Yeah, Benoit. Is that why it's been because there was the 2 back-to-back episodes featuring Benoit. But I think that I'm so fascinated by everything that they've done. So I'm interested to watch.
Yeah, me too. I agree. I'm going to probably burn through season 1 tomorrow, along with World Girls and a couple other things, just to give you a shout out. And you should too. Everyone who's watching. JJ
Eating
Windward
History.
Said, Eating History. That's the other one I have to watch. Yes, Eating History. JJ Windward said, box breathing does help, Roxy. Learned it from a middle school chorus teacher, and it's been my go-to for years. There you go.
There's something about it. For the visual people, it's helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Jim Sandelin said, John, I watched the series Braun Broen that the tunnel is based on. It crosses the Denmark and Sweden borders. If you want to check it out, it goes for 4 seasons on Prime Video. Highly recommend it. You just got to read the subtitles. #Baba Booey.
You saying 4 seasons? Well, it's too much for you. 4 seasons?
No, that excites me. Are you kidding? We burned through the tunnel in 3 days. I watched 3 seasons in 3 days. Like I'm an addict to these kinds of shows. So if this is a good one that it's based on, I will absolutely watch 4 seasons of a Danish or Swedish show. No problem. Okay. Jamal Bayless with a super chat. He's saying, Roxy, are you seeing the value in Disney Plus? What are we waiting for to give value? Is Netflix dominating right now? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I see the value in Disney Plus. I think that they are going to be eventually one of the streaming platforms to that you must subscribe to. I mean, talk about when they get obviously Mandalorian season 2, but like every single Marvel show that they announced. Are you freaking kidding me? Who's not going to want to watch those things? And they're delivering what they promised. And now it feels like a little bit of a lull, and I get it. And I don't know that it was the smartest rollout plan, but they didn't deny it. They didn't hide it. They didn't lie to us and say, we're going to roll out all of these in the next few months. They told us what was happening. And then people got pissed because that they followed through on what they said. So I like Disney Plus, and I am a proud supporter of them, and also a shill. So I will be taking that check in the week, in the mail next week. Thank you, Disney.
I am seeing the value of Disney Plus because look at all the content that's on there for you to explore and enjoy. So, Netflix is dominating probably right now because it already had way more content before this whole thing happened. But don't count out Amazon Prime. Don't count out Hulu. Hulu's got a lot of stuff on there to watch as well. I signed up for the $2 a month special they had a couple of months ago, and I have enjoyed the shit out of a lot of that stuff. Yeah, you deal with the ads, but like overall, it's a lot of stuff on there.
DC. Right. Their app is so good right now. It's great.
You're right about that. I've been enjoying that Harley Quinn animated series.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
That's Will Watson says, you say I'm a stud, Roxy, but you're the true rock star. Nice.
Whoa. Go Will.
Well done. Well done, Will. Alex Tornai. This is insane, Roxy. I've never had this many. I'm trying to burn through them before we lose you.
You're killing it. Yay.
Great show. You're killing it. Great show. And thanks for putting out all the great content. Do you think Mulan and Black Widow will get pushed to 2021 or drop on Disney Plus video on demand in 2020? This is a good question, especially on the heels of the fact that Sony pushed all their movies to next year officially yesterday.
You know who scooped that? Do you know who got that?
Who got that?
That was a Snyder scoop.
No, that was what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a Snyder scoop. Yeah, Roxy Striar broke that for the first time ever. Roxy broke news, and it was that. I do not think that any of these $100 million plus budget movies will be able to make their money back on streaming. So I do not think that Disney or Warner Brothers or Sony or any of these massive companies that are doing $100 million plus movies will be putting them on demand. I think they will hold and they will wait. However, Mulan already is taking such a massive hit because their marketing campaign was in full effect. It's not the same as Black Widow, and it's not the same as Wonder Woman, and it's not this. They were locked and loaded, and they are going to it's going to be hard for them to even make their money back, no matter where they end up. So to cut their losses, and because they have so many other movies happening to fill their slate, they might go VOD. They might.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame them if they did, but as a person who a top 3 Disney movie is Mulan, I would be very, very crushed if the live action Mulan was something that I didn't see on the big screen. I want that experience. And, if this goes on for a long time, we won't get it, but I'm hoping.
I think they're going to sacrifice everything before they put Mulan and Black Widow on video on demand. I think they'll push other movies. I think they'll send other movies down to Disney Plus or video on demand, but these two have to be seen on the big screen. They know that, they understand that this is the only way they're going to make their money. So I agree with you 1,000%. It just wouldn't work on a smaller screen overall. All right. This one's from Jamie Gore. Do you think if the Finstock Exchange continues to win, they will become heels, as everyone loves to root for the underdog? And does anyone stand a chance? Also, Roxy, when you going back on Backstage? So first question first. Do you think if the Finstock Exchange continues to win, they will become heels? Do you think we're becoming heels?
I don't understand the become the heels.
Oh, whoa.
You guys are, first of all, once a heel, kind of always a heel. I will say, I've said this a bajillion times, Ben Bateman is the heeliest face I have ever seen. He does not know how to face. He's not capable of facing. He is such a heel. John, you'll always have heel tendencies. It's in your blood. Riley and Dan a little less so. Riley can kind of heel, but mostly face. Dan is a face. But Finstock is the ultimate wild card. And to me, you might call him a tweener, but he is a heel. To me, he's a heel. So will you guys turn heel? I think you're there.
Oh, that's fair. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you, Roxy. Do you think anyone stands a chance, any other faction? And when are you going back on backstage?
Do I think anybody stands a chance? How am I supposed to even answer when I don't know if we're going to even have matches? Yeah. I mean, I know we will eventually, but like you guys came out of the gate so fast, so strong, and no shit you did. We all knew that was going to happen. But will anybody have a chance to catch up? I don't know. I know that the rock stars are hungry and excited, but that doesn't mean that we physically will have enough matches even to be able to, like, I'm just talking about pure numbers. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody will be able to catch up. I don't know if anybody would have been able to catch up had there been no pandemic. You guys were racking up so many points. So we'll see on that. And when am I going to come back on backstage? I got to get asked. But I do feel like I was coming on a lot and you guys, it was great. And then all this happened and Christian came back and he's hosting it. And you guys have been doing such a great job. And I'm glad, like, just as a fan, I love coming on the show. But you guys having Mara and then Mike and then, you're having people to air some real shit out right now. I'll come back on whenever you guys want, but I'm happy that you guys are bringing on different faces because I'm loving hearing the behind the scenes stuff that not even I know all of.
Yeah, me too. I've been shocked at some of the stuff that's come up on the show recently that I didn't even know about. One thing though, I think we should have you on next week. Whatever we need to do to make that happen, we should make that happen because we'll be talking about the odd couple match that'll be available on Friday, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, it's on Patreon right now.
Yes,
it's on Patreon right now.
Exactly. And if you want to watch it now, go and join the Patreon. You can watch it there. If not, you can wait till Friday. And when it drops, I think we have to have Roxy on to talk about what it was like managing those guys during that match.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. All right, cool. KP says, hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing? Ready? Who's ready for the NFL draft? Looking forward to that distraction. Really appreciate you both. But was curious, what's up, Rocha and Alex Damon booty and how he wants it all about that booty. LOL. Just, you know what? I don't know what that means. I want that.
You're all about Alex Damon's booty?
I want Alex Damon's belt. And someone recorded me on SEN Live one time saying, I want Damon's ass. I want it.
Yeah. Well, I will say that I don't think that Molly is like looking for a love triangle right now, but
no.
Yeah, it's a good looking belt. Have you held that thing?
No, not yet. It's because it's actually one that I want. So I never hold belts before I get them because I think it's a jinx. And so I actually want that Star Wars belt.
Yeah.
I'm going to be training all of April to try and get everything in my brain so I can go for that Star Wars belt down the
I think
road.
I'm okay that I've jinxed myself that I won't get that belt. I was very close, it was very close for a while that I might have that Star Wars belt, but it is a sexy belt. It might be my favorite looking of the belts. It's a sexy one.
Okay.
I really like that belt.
I respect that. I agree. Jamie Gore here with a super chat. Hey, Roxy, I'm an Eagles fan. NFC East 3-1 versus the Pats. I'm also a huge Goodwill Hunting fan. Top 5 for me. There you go.
That movie is excellent. It's a perfect movie. It is so good.
One of those moments no one talks about is Casey Affleck coming down after he's jacked off into the glove. That is one of the funniest scenes in that whole movie.
Casey Affleck has had a weird public opinion of it. I mean, there's been like rumors and rumblings of things, but never. I don't know what to make of everything that's gone on with Casey Affleck. But I will say, that's just fair. As a performer, he's a hell of an actor. He's a hell of an actor who I'm surprised, based on performance, has not gotten bigger shots.
I think he would have gotten bigger shots after Manchester by the Sea if all that stuff hadn't come out. Remember, Franco was on a run as well, and then all that stuff came out, and Franco's kind of receded into the background a little bit other than that show on HBO.
And it's interesting, too, because they both have brothers in the industry. They both have just it's truly strange because it was never fully addressed, either of them, actually. Never fully it's like, what list of ours are they on? I don't even really. I know that's such a weird way of looking at it, but yeah, he's amazing in that movie. Amazing.
I agree. Mayra M says, I got to brag. My daughter got accepted into Wellesley College.
Woo!
Roxy,
Yeah.
Can you he says, Roxy, can you in one of your streams talk about Boston, things to do, places to go, etc.?
Yes, 100%. I know a lot about the places to go, and congratulations. It's a great school and way to go. That's awesome. I have a lot to say about that. I'll definitely do a stream on it.
I will say this. I went to Boston one time for 4 days. It's one of the greatest cities I've ever been in. I loved it. We did a whole East Coast baseball trip, my friend and I, in 1995, before I went off to go and pursue other things. And we had a great time up there in Boston. So I'm jealous that you're going to experience it while you go to college, because it's such a great suburban city. It's a suburban big city. It's
why they call it the walking city. Yeah, because it really is amazing. And for people who say that they go to Boston, they don't like it there, I'm like, you had the wrong person showing you around, because there is something for everyone in Boston. Boston has so much heart and soul to it. So yeah, I love it there. Oh, I love it.
Just like Roxy, all heart and all soul. J-Dog donated. He said, internet service stinks. Sorry, guys. Question was going to be, what was the first movie you remember seeing in theaters? What about you, Roxy? What's the first movie?
Yo, every time somebody asks me this question, I feel like such a little pothead, but I don't know. I cannot remember the first movie. This happens to me a lot. I've talked to you about this before on Collider Live, but like I've had some struggles with like blacking out parts of my childhood and past. And I don't not blacking out like drunk, blacking out like it's like there's some foggy things, I think, because of all the stuff I've had to deal with. But I don't remember. I really don't. I know I saw all of the movie. Like we went to the movies all the time. I mean, we were a family who went to the movies like every month, which is a lot, but I don't know what I saw. I don't know.
I think the first memory I have is seeing Pinocchio with my mom in Arlington, Virginia. I was maybe 6 years old. It was one of those like re-releases.
Wow.
No, it wasn't during the original run, you smartasses. It was one of those re-releases, and I went to go see it.
I was going to say something, but I figured I'd just let it slide.
It's all right. I roll with the Ode jokes. I don't mind them.
You loved when the train came through the screen in the first ever. That was a great moment for you. It was scary. Yeah.
My mom screamed. I'm not gonna lie to you. My mom screamed. We ran out of the theater. That train looked real. That was you want to talk about 3D? That looked real. Brendan Gallagher says, just wondering about any recommendations for good murder mystery shows to watch. Have you got any recommendations, Roxy?
I loved The Jinx. For anybody who didn't see The Jinx, that show was awesome. Do you call it a murder mystery? I mean, it's a true crime,
more of a true crime, right? But it's still got a mysterious, because you don't know who's telling the truth or who's not telling the truth.
You don't know what's up. So I do love that. And then murder mystery, I love How to Get Away with Murder. And that's a murder mystery show. I love Shonda shows. What about you? You're the murder mystery dude.
Well, I've already mentioned a bunch of them over the last over the stream. So if you guys want to go back and look at those, you can. I don't know if there are any American ones that leap to mind necessarily offhand, but I can take a look while we're answering other questions here real quick. One last one, Brendan. I'll get back to you in a second. This is from Dodger Ryan 124. Hey, John and Roxy, do you remember WMAC Masters 1995? What is that? WMAC Masters?
I just looked it up. Martial artists vie for the Dragon Star Shannon Lee hosts. I have no idea what this is. It was
neither do I.
I mean, I'm looking at the cover of this. It's got a bunch of people in animal print outfits with a big dragon on it. I have no fucking idea what this is. I have no idea.
Neither do I.
Wow.
Sorry, all. I do not know this, but maybe I'll go take a look at it now. Some good suggestions in the chat. Luther is a fantastic. That's not a murder mystery necessarily. That's more of a cop show, procedural. That's a fantastic one. I agree. Mindhunter is incredible. Also not a murder mystery necessarily, more of an exploration of these serial killers. Some people chiming in. Shannon Lee was Bruce Lee's daughter. Okay, respect for that WMAC thing. And Masters was awesome. It was a 90s kid show. All right.
You have to look at the cover of this thing.
Do I?
I mean, okay. It's like definitely has like you can't tell if it's a joke or if it's just old school.
That's old school. Look at that. Yeah, that's a martial arts show from the 90s if I ever saw one. Yikes. Look at all these guys. Woof. All right.
It seems slightly racist, but I'm not even sure why. Okay. You look at it and you're just like, something's a little off, but
we got 5 minutes left in the stream. We got 2 people waiting. Roxy, can we bring them in real quick?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Don Stellato, you got the jigsaw face. That's cool. Tobin Bell, are you available, Don?
Yes.
All right. What's your question, brother, man? It's me and Roxy waiting on your question. What's up?
Okay. So my question is, with the coronavirus and a lot of movies getting delayed, if it's a smarter idea with the movies that are delaying an extended amount of time, like a Leo, like Fast and Furious, so they could pick whatever month they think will be best for the film, or like Wonder Woman and Spyro are doing, or they're just delaying the least amount of time they could?
Yeah, it's such a good question, Don Salato. I think about this often because nobody knows the answer. Everybody's just taking their best educated guess. Now, I think it was smart what Wonder Woman did because they picked the only slot that Warner Brothers has in the next year to put the movie in. And they decided, hopefully we'll be okay by August. Realistically, do I think they're going to be able to keep that slot? 50-50. 50-50. But why delay it until 2021 if you can try to solidify that a great summer movie slot? But I don't know that they're going to be able to keep it. It's for a 4-quadrant film with people who are above 65 not being able to go to the theaters and see it at that point. Probably, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I think I agree with Roxy 100%. I think the studios are taking it month by month, hoping that this thing breaks and they'll be the first studio with content to drop in the theater and take advantage of people running back to the movie theater. But in the long run, I mean, we just saw Sony postpone everything to 2021. I think they just decided I think these people are tuned into what is happening and they see the numbers. I mean, even Trump came out today and said, we're going to see some sick numbers coming down the pike, 240,000 possibly. That's kind of crazy to think about. And you go, okay, well, do people really want to go to the movies or risk going into public places? China just reshut all their cinemas again after they had opened them, trying to lure people in, and conflicting reports, whether it was because nobody was going to see these movies that were out there because they're afraid to be there, or they are afraid that a second wave of this coronavirus is coming for their people. So we're not going to know for quite some time what the deal is, but I think we're not going to see anything at all this summer overall. I don't think the theater is going to open until August, September, maybe even October, to be honest with you. It could drag on for a bit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, there is a situation in which nothing in 2020.
Yeah. Jesus. What do you do for the Oscars, Rox? Do you even have an Oscars?
It depends on when movies come back. Emmys have already pushed their, did you see all of this? That they're pushing when you can vote and what the guidelines are. Like, they're already having to, and that's a September show. So we'll see. It's
a positive, though, that at least TV is still around for us to be distracted by. Thank God. I don't know what we do without TV. We'd have to read books.
So no, never. Say it ain't so.
I would hate that.
Only comics, nothing else.
Only comics. All right, Ferris Mathuna, you're in. Don't say anything controversial. What do you got?
Oh no, why? What's that mean?
John,
he likes to fuck around.
Man, see, John, you're painting a bad picture of me, John. Come on, man.
Why do you do
like this? I mean, John just likes to bust my balls on a lot of things. It is what it is. He enjoys yelling at me. Yeah.
What's your question?
My question is because due to the fact that I've become a massive fan of the man over there, John Rocha, I've gone through a western binge of lately, and yesterday I started I rewatched True Grit on Hulu, the remake, not the original. I'm gonna watch the original maybe tonight. So I was asking Roxy, do you enjoy westerns as much as the man on the
I
left?
will say something I don't know if John knows about me. I am a Western fan.
What?
I took a Western class in college at USC. There was a film course called Westerns, and we watched 12 of them, and I totally fell in love. Also, my dad was a huge Westerns fan growing up. We used to watch a lot of them. So I've definitely seen most of the classics. I love Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Shane. Shane being like one of my favorite. I think that movie is so good.
It is damn good.
It is so good. I really like Westerns. Similar to sports movies, I just think that the genre lends itself to cinema so perfectly. And it's also a life that's so foreign to me. I have no idea. Every time I watch it, I get lost in the world because I don't know. I think I was on a horse when I was a kid, at a pony at a party. Like, that's just such a foreign world to me. The gun slinging, horse riding, vengeance getting, whatever it is, damsel in distress, like all the tropes things. I love watching Westerns. So yes, definitely a fan of the genre.
Wow. That's awesome.
You guys, any recommendations I should dive into?
Well, we don't know what you've watched.
I've okay. So like I've watched all the Dirty Harrys, but like I'm trying to rewatch them later.
Yeah,
they're not Westerns. Okay, I didn't know that. See, I didn't. I'm here. I'm here to be educated, John. That's why I'm here. So I've only watched the remake of True Grit lately.
Yeah.
So so it's free range. I haven't watched anything else.
Well, the ones that I suggested just now, Good, Bad, and Ugly, Shane. I think a lot of people start with like a High Noon. That's often played in the at the White House. I think every president has watched that there, or something like that.
Okay.
Yep.
Once Upon a Time in the West. I mean, what do you think, John? What are some good ones?
I would throw in a bunch of the John Wayne, really good John Wayne ones, and I mean, the True Grit remake is fantastic. The True Grit original is not as strong, so you might want to avoid that. But Rio Bravo is great. Red River is fantastic. That's a great one as well. The Cowboys is an unrecognized classic, in my opinion, that people don't talk about. John Wayne gets killed in that movie, and this is when he's a superstar. So that's something that, when you watch it, to think about as well. Also, some of the most recent ones: Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford is one of the most beautiful elegiac westerns I've ever seen in my entire life. I like Open Range. The Costner one with Robert Duvall is a great western as well, that people don't talk enough about.
Giant
is awesome.
My brother's name is Jet. My brother's name is Jet.
Really?
Yeah.
Based off of that?
Yeah, there's a massive Giant poster in my house growing up. Giant is really cool. But great suggestions from you, John. It's a cool genre. It's cool. Yeah. It feels so fantastical while also being very grounded and bizarro.
For whatever reason, I gravitated to them when I was younger because my parents are immigrants to this country. And for me, the American experience is something that I was always like just drawn to and wanting to understand and engross myself with. And Westerns was the perfect way to do it since I was a kid. You could watch them on Saturday afternoon. They ran them like as marathons all the time. And you would watch all these things and you'd see the classic tropes of the Western. And then eventually you get to those really good ones, the classics. And then you really understand why they work so well. This idea, it's so tied to America. It's such an American genre. Yes, there are Westerns from like Sweden and other places. Certainly the Proposition is an Australian Western. There are Westerns from other countries, but there's something about the American Western that is so tied, like baseball is, to the American foundation, that I always come back to that genre for anything, you know.
So should I add the Magnificent Seven as well?
Hell yes, you should add Magnificent Seven. You should also add the Searchers. That's the number one.
Searchers, yeah, Searchers.
It's so good.
Searchers, okay.
Once Upon a Time in the West is on Netflix right now. That's a fantastic Sergio Leone one.
I saw that. I was gonna watch that. I was gonna watch that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in the West.
Right, and this is a good one too. The Deadwood series. You should definitely watch that when you get a chance to watch that on HBO.
I'll watch anything with Ian McShane.
Cool.
I'll watch anything.
Cool.
Yeah,
Hellboy. Don't watch that.
Which one? The new one or the old ones?
The new one.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, we got to let Roxy go, Ferris. Good talking to you, my man.
Before you leave, I just want to say something. Roxy, okay. I've been a massive fan of you since TV Fights. I'm one of those people that actually has not hated you, then liked you. I've liked you this entire time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. I think you're very insightful and intellectual in your commentary. You're my go-to TV person, honestly. When you say something about a TV show, I automatically watch it. Like Succession, I remember once you and Mark Riley talked about Succession a lot, and I was like, if Roxy likes it, I'm gonna try it because Roxy's never wrong most of the time. So I watched it, and I'm gonna be real with you. I love the show.
It's so good. I know it's a fierce show. I'm so glad you like it. My one that I'm pimping out right now is Sex Education. That's the show that I watch.
I was gonna start that because you kept talking about it, and I was like, it's
really good. It's really good. For anybody who's looking for a quick binge, that show is funny as hell and definitely distracts you during this bizarro time.
I kept yelling at my cousins, "Bore on the floor," and they just looked at me like I was crazy.
Bore on the floor is amazing.
Like, what the fuck is the matter with you? I'm like, watch Succession.
Oh, Succession is so good.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a nice night.
Jake, you want in on this? I gotta let go of Roxy. You want in on this real quick?
How do we know the answer?
I'm gonna break him in.
Could you hear him?
What do you got?
Oh, my man.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to thank both of y'all for everything that you do and give much love to Papo and hope everything works out for you.
Yeah, thank you for messaging me about that. I really appreciate it. And Jake, you're just the fucking best at all times.
You are.
You're amazing. I'm so glad that you're here right now. And we'll be talking after this so that you can explain to me what the fuck Discord video is.
Yeah, we'll get you together on all of it.
I'm so bad at this shit. I'm better than Ben, but I still fucking suck at it.
They're incredible.
Yeah, me and Paul, we'll be able to help you out with it.
I need you guys. Oh.
I remember who got on the team. Thank you, Jake. You're the best, dude. It's not us, it's you, dude. Thank you so much.
Right, y'all have a good one.
You too. Jake's awesome.
I love
All right,
him.
Rox, let's get you out of here. You've been very kind to be on over 2 hours here on the Outlaw Nation show. You've been the best, Rox. I mean, our friendship has grown so much, and I'm
so happy we're so good. It sucked when we weren't. That sucked.
I was hoping we get to it, but I had no idea so many people would be chiming in with their super chats and their Streamlabs. So clearly,
we'll do another one. Well, you're coming on my stream soon. We're gonna figure out next week.
Hopefully next week sometime. Is that what you're saying?
Definitely. So we'll chat after this, but 1000% within the next week. I'm booked up to Thursday, and then I'm free soaring. I haven't wanted to schedule anybody with Papa going on because I don't like to cancel on anybody. Absolutely. And it's just been so up and down. But in the next 2 days, definitely we'll have something booked, and I'll tweet it out because everybody wants to see. Everybody's been saying they want to see me and you do more stuff together.
I agree.
And you did mention Jay before, and I will say that Jay Washington is coming on my show tomorrow at 1, and which I'm stoked about. And Ken Knapsack is coming on Thursday at 1. So those are my 2 upcoming guests, both of which are friends of John and I. So if you like us, hopefully you like them and you want to tune in.
There you go. And where can people find you, Roxy, and everything you're doing? And please plug anything you want to plug.
Oh, thank you. YouTube.com/Roxy Striar. That's where I'm putting up all my stuff right now, live every single day at 1 p.m., especially during this quarantine time. I want to hang with you guys just as much. So that's where I am. Also, my Patreon, patreon.com/Roxy Striar. After we do this later tonight, I do, for the $3 and up tier, I do 5-minute nightcap where I just talk about what's happened in the day for those patrons. So that will be going up tonight also. And yeah, my Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar, at Roxy Striar on Twitter and Instagram. Basically, if you're on a platform, type in Roxy Striar. There's only one of me, and I'll probably be on that platform unless it's TikTok, and I haven't figured that shit out yet. But I heard that I heard something about a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I heard.
Just messing around being a fool. But Jack Black joined TikTok. So if Jack Black, who is older than me, can be on TikTok, damn right I can be on TikTok.
Yo, the person who blows up the most on TikTok is Courtney Cox.
Yeah. See?
Her TikTok game is fire. She's amazing.
Yeah. See, so don't be coming after me for being too old to be on TikTok, you youngins. Thank you so much, Roxy. I think I'm going to stay on for a little bit to kind of wind down the show with everybody, but I want to thank you so much for taking the time. You are the best, and I can't reiterate it enough to everybody who is watching and listening. Go and join everything she does. Go and follow everything she does. Roxy is worth your follow and your attention, and any way you want to support her, she is worth it all, and she is going to be big someday soon. So you want to be on the train now.
From your mouth to somebody's ears. Also 238 likes right now. That's a bomb. I know we can get it to 250. So while John wraps out, anybody who hasn't liked it, make sure you're liking this. And I think when we started, you were at 12.3 and now you're at 12.4K subscribers. Is that true?
I think so. Yeah, just cross.
You're the engine that could. Moving and grooving. John, thanks for having me on. You rock. I'll talk to you really soon.
Love you, Rock. Take care.
You too, bye.
Bye. There you go. That was Roxy Striar. She's so awesome on the show. I had to take my headphones out. We were on for so long that they ran out of juice. So if you're getting this a little weirdly, I apologize. But I want to stay on for another 20 minutes for you all. If anybody wants to ask some questions or wants to come on into the live stream, let me ask Wiley if he can do that. Let me go on the Discord real quick. Wiley, are you good to go? Can we stay on for another half an hour or something? Are you good to go? Talk to me. Yes, no, yes. All right. Yes. What do you say, Wiley? Why don't you come on the live stream? Come on the live stream, Wiley, if you're listening, and let me know if we can keep going. What do you say? Oh, my God. King Sport Cal says his daughter has 359,000 followers on TikTok. Lord God Almighty. All right. Hopefully the headphones have juiced up enough for me to be able to be on here now. All right, let me answer. I had a Streamlab come in. Sorry, Chris Hall. She jumped out before you could ask the question. Roxy is the Mandalorian, a Western or samurai type show. Very funny, Chris. We could have gotten to that if we had more time. AK Torres donated. He asked me, hello, John, what do you think of Rio Ferdinand and saying that the Premier League should cancel the season, meaning that we will not get the title? You never walk alone. Well, Torres, here's what I'll tell you. I think it's a convenient thing for a Manchester United supporter to say. What do you expect him to say? He's not going to be all like, oh, yes, give Liverpool the title and just can't. He wants to void the season. And all these people clamoring about voiding the season and saying, oh, it's unfair to the teams that are in the bottom. You know, if you void the season, it's also unfair to those teams in the championship and in the first and in English League One and all those subsequent divisions who wanted to go into the next division. You're going to basically damn them into playing into that lower area. So I'd rather sacrifice 3 Premier League teams going down into the championship who are in the bottom 3. Because to me, if you're in the bottom 3, you're in the bottom 3 and you should go down. That's the way it should be. So overall, that's my personal thought on the situation. Yeah, where's the Discord link? Okay, I don't see it. I'm sure Wiley will put it in when the time is right. Let me see what else we got here. Brendan Gallagher says The Four Brothers with Mark Wahlberg is a remake of The Sons of Katie Elder, a really good movie for Western. Yeah, the Sons of Katie Elder were good. But the Four Brothers is not my cup of tea at all. Did not like that film. No offense to John Singleton, who was pretty awesome. Yeah, right there. There's the Discord right there. If you guys want to hang out. Look, the lady's out of town. My girlfriend is out of town unexpectedly, as you heard earlier in the stream. Her sister broke her shoulder. So she is down there taking care of her. So she is out of town. So I have, I can be on a little bit longer before I have to go grab some dinner. Should I bring in this guy? I don't know if he's going to cause me any problems. Wiley, are you going to come in?
Yeah, fine.
What do you want to tell him?
No, you wanted to tell them to join, how to join?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so people, come on. You want to talk to this guy. It's Rocha. It's the best. He's the outlaw, okay? Very simple. Well, we are working currently, why the stream is going, I was working on how to get a very simple way to get on the stream, but we'll wait that till the next stream, but it's very easy. We have like 50 people in the waiting room that can help you out with this. All you have to do is I'm going to put this link in the Discord. You click it. You just click it. And then once you click it, you can go on and it'll probably ask you to make an account or you don't have to. And then you'll see on the side where you'll see a bunch of people on there that says waiting room. You click on it. And once that happens, we'll be like, hey, have you ever been on StreamYards before? If you say no, it's fine. It's fine. We'll walk you through it until you get in here. And what will happen is Rocha will bring you in. You guys will have a nice little conversation and it'll make your night, guaranteed. Just so it's just like that. Very simple. If you have any questions, just be like in chat, hey, Wiley, how do I do this? I'll go into more depth as I can through chat. So it's pretty simple. Talk to this guy. He's very interesting.
Thank you, Wiley. Appreciate it, brother. Thanks for everything you're doing on the moderating tonight. And you guys, that was an awesome stream with Roxy Striar. She was incredible. And I'm just in the mood to go a little bit longer. I've been doing a show since 12:30 today. We did the backstage for about 2.5 hours, then rolled right into a top 10 with Matt Nost. We recorded about 2.5 hours of shows that are going to be coming out soon, and then jumped right in, took a shower finally, and then jumped right into this this stream. So I'm excited to be talking more with you guys. Yes, please come in. You don't have to send any Streamlabs super chats if you don't want. It's always nice if you do, but you don't have to. But come on in. Let's have conversations. Let's talk about everything that's going on in the world. Maybe I'll stay on till 9, even 45 minutes, and just have a little fun with you all. I'm always awake in the nighttime. If I had my druthers, if I had my way and I had a studio to go to, I'd probably make the Outlaw Nation a nightly show from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. every night to talk about everything that's going on in the world, because that's when I feel like I'm come most alive. Shug Knight, what's up, brother, man?
Hey, how you doing, John?
Good. What's going down, brother?
Nothing, man. I wanted to talk more about the backstage today, man. That was really interesting. It was very interesting today with what was being said. I wasn't a Schmoedown fan during the Mike Kalinowski Mars, so I won't speak on it. But the Ben Goddard, obviously the Rachel Silvestrini and Frank, I really thought you made some good points. I think that Rachel and Ben are a good team, and I really enjoy watching them. I do think Frank is a heel commentator, as much as Christian doesn't want to say it. I think he is. I think you were dead on about that.
Totally.
But I do understand where, like you said, the competitors need to be able to take it. If you're going to be a heel, take the heat. But at the same time, I think what Janice put up was kind of a blurred line of personal to or part of the Schmoedown show, where it blurred a little bit, because he was calling them whiners and stuff like that. And I think that's what Ben took issue with. And I won't. Some people were saying that their antics were being disrespectful to the game and stuff like that, which I don't agree with, because I've seen there's other competitors that have done the same thing. And I especially being new to the Schmoedown, I've noticed it, and they're not called out for it. And so it was kind of weird for Rachel and Ben to get called out for it. But I just wanted to hear more your thoughts about it and what happened. Do you think it got resolved, or do you think this is going to be an ongoing thing this year?
I think it didn't get resolved, but I think both Rachel and Ben got to understand what it's like to be a heel, and that you've got to take the hits that come with it. And Rachel maybe was a bit upset about it, the whole situation, because Rachel is desperate to be good at this game. And I don't mean desperate in a bad way. I mean that she's driven and determined to be good at this game. But part of being good at this game is being able to take the heat from the fans. I mean, it's not just and Dan is really the only one who's ever been able to really escape the heat. Just about everybody else has ever been champion or held the belt, gets heat. Christian gets heat all the time.
Riley got heat. Riley got heat. Christian got heat. Yeah, and Riley's a nice guy.
Riley is a nice guy. Rachel Cushing got heat. Certainly Clark Wolf got heat. Everybody who's
you never got heat though, right, John?
Shit. I built the heat. I showed people how I took the heat.
Right.
But like, I generated that heat because of the things that I had to do in that situation. So things of that nature are part of the game for sure. And that's what you've got to understand. And that's why I kind of hit my limit. And I didn't want to offend anybody, but I'd hit my limit. And that's why I'm on the show, to kind of drop my knowledge and my experience and my point of view on this thing. And I think these guys are going to figure it out. I think Rachel's got to take a little bit of time. She'll get it. She's still young. She's still a rookie not a rookie, but she's still young in the game in terms of the amount of matches that she's played. So we will see. But I think you make a great point too. And I had to think about it afterwards, to be honest with you, Shug. And that is, some people just get away with doing certain things because they're liked by the fans, whereas other people don't get away with doing the same things. So that's something certainly you got to explore. I do think some of the, how would I say this? Some of the prettier, and I mean prettier, both male and female people who are competitors get away with more than some of the other competitors do that are easier to dislike or not like.
I know you're talking about Ben Bateman
in life.
I know you're.
Now, I know you're talking
that.
I don't know.
With you,
Andrew's handsome. Kalinowski's handsome. I'm just saying.
Well, my one thing is, do you think? And I'm not going to go into the overrated, underrated. I don't like to talk. I don't like to say that.
That's
but
all
do you think that?
to be honest.
Yeah, but do you think maybe Rachel is being overlooked because she did take you to deep waters, but you fought out of it, and she has carried a team. They didn't win as much, but she has carried a team. And then you see in this match with Goddard, she scores 6 points, which is okay. It's not 7 points is good. 8 points is obviously a perfect round. But then she has a partner that scores 8 points, and then in the second round she takes over, and in the third round they just look like we got this already. So do you think maybe she's being overlooked a little bit other than other competitors, and that's kind of struck a chord with her?
No, well, I think so. I think also being a woman, let's be honest. And I meant to bring that up as we were talking about it on backstage. Being a woman in this league is not always easy. You take some shit from some fans that can cross the line. So I think she has that in her head. Certainly that's something some of the female competitors talk about behind the scenes amongst themselves. Some of the comments that they get in the YouTube streams, which is why I stay out of the YouTube comment section on those matches, because they can be quite vitriolic sometimes. I learned my lesson. For the year I was the heel, I learned my lesson eventually to not go into the comment section on YouTube about those matches, because they can be quite strong. And some of the female ladies take extra heat for just being a woman, and they take some comments. So maybe Rachel has some of that in her head as well. And I wouldn't fault her if she did, honestly. So maybe they do overlook her, but I think if they're talking about you, you're not being overlooked. I think if they're talking about you,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They are noticing what you're doing.
Yeah, and maybe it's just a thing in her head, or I don't know, because I can't speak for her. But maybe just being talked about negatively, it bothers people. I mean, obviously, you, like you said, you got talked negatively, when you about call to action, and that bothered you.
Yeah. And
so I'm assuming for her, it feels the same way. Like, why are you saying things? I know I'm a heel, but why are you saying these negative things about me? And it makes it like a personal issue. So I think that's what was her issue, especially what Frank said. And so I think they handled themselves fine today. I think it was a learning experience for them, and they're like, okay, I think they're gonna come, but I think their next match, I think they're gonna come hard, and they're gonna embrace it. I feel that they're gonna embrace it.
With you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Ferris. Good talking to you, brother. I mean, sorry, Shug. Good talking to you, man.
Wow. Wow, because I got facial hair, I look like Ferris now. Oh wow, John.
Sorry.
All right,
no, bro.
All right, John. I see how we are. Have a good night, John. Thank you.
Love you, man. Thank you, Shug.
No problem.
I'm gonna get so much shit for that. Franco, you want to come in here? Timmy? Boom! There he is. Oh, guys. This is the first time I've seen Tim in such a long time. There he is, Franco the Tank, Timmy the Tank, coming in. How are you, man?
Not doing too bad. I'm in my kitchen. I'm making a cake right now. Actually, that girl that was on earlier said she was baking, so I was like, I'm going to bake a cake.
You got motivated by her comments to go make a cake. Nice.
Yeah, it's not anything fancy. It's just box cake I had in the cupboard, and I was like, I'm just going to cook this real quick. So that's what I'm doing. Not leaving the house.
Are you just saying hi?
Saying hi. I don't have a question, but I just.
What's going on in your world, man? Are you guys okay? Any issues going on with your family at all? Like extended family or anything? Everything cool?
Everything's good. Yeah. I'm working from home. I've been working from home. This is the start of the third week. So working from home, which I'm fortunate, that I have a job that it allows me to still work from home. So I'm very thankful about that. So nothing much has changed on that front. It's just kind of adjusting to that, really.
Okay. How about Ashley's situation? Because she just gotten promoted, right, to a great new job. Has that been affected by this?
Yeah, because the job was it's a travel heavy job, actually. Damn. So she's actually working, but she's not actually working because she can't go anywhere right now. So it's nice though, because she had like a really high stress job before. So I keep telling her, I'm like, you kind of deserve this downtime. It's fine. Just, enjoy it while you have it. You'll get back to, being able to do your actual job, once this all settles down, from which we don't know when that's going to be, but we'll ride it out.
It's nutty.
So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. We just actually, we're going on lockdown tonight, actually.
Oh, shit. Is that in the state of Arizona?
State of Arizona, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. At the close of business today, it's a shelter in place going forward. So
holy mackerel, you guys too.
Yeah, I think we have like 1,100 cases. I think we've had, I want to say like 200 deaths, I think. Something like that. So
this is good. I mean, he said it today. That Trump guy said it today. Going to be it's going to get way worse for the next few weeks, you know. And it's like this idea of I don't know. This idea of trying to open by Easter was absolutely ridiculous and irresponsible to say. But you know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Just got to keep going on and being smart, you know.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot. Don't be going out, you know, even if you feel fine. It's like, just do what you need to do. But,
yeah,
you know, don't put anyone else at risk and don't put yourself at risk.
Yep. California's still doing his thing, dude. We took a walk for an hour yesterday and we went to the park because we thought no one would be there. We just walk around. Shit ton of people at the park working out and running and walking around and doing. And I half expected to see a basketball game. I was so freaked out by how many people were there. I was just shocked, man. So
that's crazy.
LA doesn't want to listen, man. LA does not want to listen. So
yeah,
we're screwed for that.
Well, it's good talking to you, man. You know, and I look forward
to
it. Let me before I jump out here, I'm going to show you what I'm working with, just so you know what to expect when you come here.
Okay. Oh, look at that!
So this is,
gotta love it.
I don't know if you can see it or not, but if it's frozen, did it freeze?
No, I can see it. And your jar of pickles. I love it. Respect.
Yeah, but that's that's that door. That's that door. Oh, and those are all stouts.
Nice.
So yeah.
You're gonna get me super drunk, Tim. I can't wait.
And that's just me. I mean, Dan has even more than me, so and Dan will be here. So
really?
Yeah. So
Dan's got that 20%.
Yeah, he's got lots of stuff like that. So
I'm down.
So yeah.
All right, man. Dude. But, I'm looking forward to it once I can travel.
Keep working hard. You know, everything good will come to you guys. It already has. You know, you got a great crew, and you got all these people behind you. You got us behind you. So keep rocking. Tim. All right.
Yeah. Same to you, man. Same to you. And please give my best to Ashley, brother. Love you, man.
Will do. Love you, man. Later.
Take care. That's Tim Franco. You guys know him from the Schmoedown. He's one of the best. Came in there. He's been one of the best personalities and one of the best people I've met since I started doing the Schmoedown. Such a nice guy. And they were fans, and he became a competitor. So, you know, and he was part of that whole late to the party crew as well. They were in there doing fantastic work on the Schmoedown. Let's see. We got a super chat that rolled in here. Let me see if I can find it. I'm trying to. There it is. For Mayra M, do you think the different sports will continue their season or end it now? Do you think we will have a packed fall full of sports like the movies? I think they're hoping, and certainly the stats are starting to trickle out that although there are I'm going to say this, the people with the virus, the numbers are increasing. What they're also discovering is that the stay-at-home thing is working because the numbers aren't as high as they had originally predicted. So as Tim just said, Arizona is going into its lockdown as well. Hopefully more states follow suit, more cities follow suit. We all lock down for a little bit, let this thing crest, and we'll have some kind of cure coming soon, and then we can all slowly kind of get back into the mix. The thing that frustrates me is when you see people who are like, I just saw some Christian guy or some evangelical guy or health. He wants to put on a Woodstock for people of faith to show that this coronavirus thing isn't as serious as people think. And that is so irresponsible. It drives me insane. I don't understand how you can be a person like that and then set up something like that can possibly cause the death of a number of people, because it isn't just the people that's showing up who might have it. I mean, they'll pass it on. I mean, I just read a story earlier today about one city where a guy showed up, or a person showed up for a funeral. An out-of-town person showed up for a funeral, happened to give it to 4 people who he had met at the funeral, and those people gave it to pass it on. And apparently the entire town, or most of the town, got infected with this coronavirus situation. So it's like, that's how easily it can spread. So people have to be aware of it. Yes, there are a number of people getting past it, getting over the symptoms. Doris Burke is over it. Keith, I'm sorry. I forget his name for the Boston Celtics, the smart guy, his last name Smart. He got over it. So yes, people are getting over it, but people are also dying from it. Like I said, Joe Diffie died from it. A number of people were reported over the weekend. The actor from Desperately Seeking Susan, the main actor from that film, he died from coronavirus complications. So there's a number of people that have. There's a British boxer whose mother just died of the complications from coronavirus. So this is not something to be playing with or to be messing around with. You got to step forward and do what you need to do to make sure everybody is healthy and safe. Because again, it's not just about you, it's about everyone else involved. So you got to be careful in that situation. You never know who you can spread it to, and they can spread it all around and spread it to people who have underlying conditions, and then they're in a bad situation overall. So you got to be careful about all of that and be safe. Let's see. Yeah, Marcus Smart. Thank you, Nicholas. Marcus Smart. That's the player for the Boston Celtics who had that thing. Let's see. Is Robert Parker in here? Robert Parker? Tim Franco. Yeah, I take my beer serious, folks. Hell yeah. Yo, what's up, Parker? How's it going, brother, man? How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm just about to wrap up the stream. I was going to go for a little while, but I'm not sure how much longer people want to hold on and listen to me rattle on about my opinions and my points of views on things. But we did get over that 250 likes. We got 255 likes. So pretty awesome stuff there. Anybody else waiting to come in and have a question or call? We got a big waiting room, but I don't know if anybody else is coming in that wants to talk in here. But I was just like kind of gonna wrap it up and grab some dinner here in a little bit. Oh, Jake. All right, Jake. I'm gonna keep going and see what's up because I gotta go get some dinner at some point here. Maybe at 9 o'clock I'll roll out. Plus I'm gonna be on. Oh yeah, here. Let's plug some stuff that I'm going to be on right here. Schmoebaits, that's right. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. PT. I'm going to be on the Call to Action YouTube channel, going toe-to-toe with William Bibbiani. Bibbs and I throwing down. Alex Mack has already been reaching out to us to ask us about questions and things of that nature. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to get back to Alex yet because of doing all the shows today that I've had to do back to back to back. So tonight I will spend some time with Alex's questions and answer them so the Bibbs and I can be ready for tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Batten down the hatches. That's what I'll tell you. Batten down the hatches. You know, it's going to be crazy when Bibbs and I get together for sure. Another thing I want to throw out there is, oh yeah, should I put my own personal one up? Is this the right? Yeah, there we go. Another thing I want to throw out there is the Patreon. You see down there, www.patreon.com /John Rocha. And right up here, the reason I do that is because I'm going to be having these hangouts with the Outlaw starting at $7 a month on Patreon. You can join them for Q&As, games, watch-alongs, and more. Every Thursday night is the plan. Starting this Thursday, I'll be having hangout hours with the Outlaw. So all the patrons, $7 and up, can hang out with me, ask any questions, talk about the Schmoedown, train me, prep me for the Schmoedown, maybe even have a separate promo school for the Schmoedown, things of that nature. So, and there'll be watch-alongs coming down the pike as well for all of you. So things of that nature, they're all coming around for the Patreon. We're figuring it out as we do more and more of it, what works and what doesn't work, and what I have time for sure. Roxy just mentioned this whole thing that she does with her patrons, the nightcap. That's a brilliant thing. See, I got to start doing more things like that to get more of you involved in the Patreon and be patron supporters of the Outlaw Nation for sure. So please go over there if you want and see the multiple tiers we got going on. Shout out to John Mariano, Wiley Todd, and everyone else who's helping me on the Patreon to put this thing together. I can't thank you all enough. Where am I? Am I here? No, that was the Mark Ellis overlay. Here I am. There it is. All right. In that way. So thank you all so much for rolling along with me. Let's see. We got people talking. Oh, what do you got here? Robert Parker says he's doing good, man. Staying sane. Sorry I wasn't able to drop in until the end, brother. Excited to see your debate with Bibbs. Yeah, it's going to be insane for sure. Tomorrow night, Schmoebaits. Scott Walsh wants to know what's on the menu tonight. I'll be honest with you. It's probably a Subway sandwich, a foot-long tuna this late at night. If any Subways are still open, I'm definitely going to get one of those for sure. Let's see. Darren Michael Grant, I'm super excited to see you and Ben talk about Once Upon a Time in the West on Thursday. Yeah, that's also happening. We don't have a thumbnail for that as well. I'm going on Ben's stream, Ben Goddard's stream, and we're going to talk about Once Upon a Time in the West, which is on Netflix right now. So a lot of people are clamoring for me to come on and teach him about a Western. So we're going to talk about that. Darren Michael Grant said it's the greatest Western of all time, a masterpiece, without a doubt. I don't agree with his first statement, but I do agree with his second statement. It is a masterpiece for sure. Let me see. Justin Town says, damn, I left 20 minutes ago when Roxy did, thinking this was over. No, sorry, Justin. We're still rolling. And speaking of which, let's bring somebody in here. Jeremy Miller, what's up, dude? How are you doing, man? What's up? You got something for me, Jeremy? Is your stream working? Are you on dial-up? What's going down? Oh, all right. I don't think we got Jeremy on here. Turn your mic on, brother. Turn your mic on. All right. Well, maybe next time Jeremy will figure it out and we'll get him on the stream. Yeah, Robert Parker, come and join the stream. What do you got to talk about, bro? I'm staying on till 9. In fact, I should just check to see if any subways are open after 9 p.m. around me. They used to go all night, but they've changed those those hours because of the coronavirus stuff. So there's one on 3rd Street that closes at 10. So hopefully I'll be able to get me a Subway, a footlong tuna tonight. I'm just in the mood for footlong tuna. I'll probably be up all night watching stuff myself. All right, 264 likes. Thank you all so much. Got 148 of y'all in here. Let me see if we've got anybody else waiting to jump up in this situation. Let me go. All right, cool. No, all right. Let me jump some new comments. Yeah, AOL online. Yeah, exactly. That's what it looked like to me. Let's see. There's talking about some. It's a favorite Western of all time, if not Once Upon a Time in the West. It's Unforgiven. That's just not a question for me. Unforgiven is my favorite Western of all time. I would put The Searchers next, and Matt Nose and I did a couple of countdowns of our top 10 favorite Westerns on the Top 10 show. If you haven't listened to the Top 10 show, we are up to today. What I'm trying to bring up the logo here. For the top 10. Oh, I don't think I can do it without bringing up the sound. So, but anyway, we dropped our episode today. It was top 10 English as a second language movies. So directors, it's top 10 English language as a second English as a second language directors. We brought that, we counted down and then a movie from each of those directors. That's how we broke it down. So a movie from an English as a second language director. So someone like Milos Forman qualifies, Inarritu qualifies, Alfonso Cuarón qualifies, any of the Russian filmmakers qualify. So the Greek director who directed The Lobster qualifies. So Kurosawa qualifies, Fellini qualifies. Sorry, there it is. All those people qualify for that kind of stuff. So you can go and I think there's a thing that you can go and take a look in the description and go and find the top 10. If not, you can go find the top 10 show wherever you download your podcasts. We're on there, me and Matt Nost. Jamal, what's going down, man?
Hey, what's going on? First time on a live stream.
What's up, bro?
Not much. Just enjoying the show.
How do you look? You look all right?
I'm hanging in there. It's been like 2 weeks. I've been in here since I think March 18th.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Where are you streaming in? Where are you streaming in from, bro? Where are you at?
Queens, New York.
Oh,
Queens,
respect,
New York.
dude.
Yeah.
Queens. All right.
Yep. Yeah. So I had a little bit of leave, and as I was getting ready to go back to work, started feeling coming down with something. So I said, let me just back off and let everybody else make a little money and stay a little healthy. So.
Oh shit! Yeah. Are you self-quarantining? Do you have it, or do you not? You're not sure?
No idea, because I don't even know how to get tested. Like, right. I was working to get some hours back so I could get my benefits back, and then I'm just kind of like, let me just stay away so everybody else isn't too affected.
Are they paying you while you stay away, or are you just kind of like chilling out?
No, I don't think so. No. No.
See, I think those businesses should pay people to stay away if they're sick. Like, it should legitimately, you got a doctor's note or something, you should be able to stay away and get paid for that, because you're essentially saving the business by not infecting everyone else. I mean, that's my point of view.
Yes, but then I kind of like, I used up all my personal sick time and my vacation time. So I'm kind of like, we'll wait till see what laws pass, and whichever we'll see. We can only hope. So I'm in front of the TV 24/7, YouTube, and streams and games and stuff like that. So, yeah.
What have you enjoyed the most over the last 2 weeks? Watching.
Enjoyed the most. Wow, this isolation kind of stinks. But watching a couple shows. Parks and Rec kind of lifted my spirits a lot. Had a couple good.
It does
laughs.
that, doesn't it?
Oh my god, it was so good.
It?
So good. Man. Yeah, and watching some reaction shows and watching along with them and see how they react to certain stuff, that's fun too. So I've been watching a lot of that. Yeah.
Are you a sports fan? What do you think? Are you a sports fan, Jamal?
Yes, I did. More so, not since my father passed. I haven't been too into it, but I'm always watching, the Your Show when Jay's on, Swaggy Blurred, and stuff like that. Like, I try to keep my ear to the ground and know what's going on. So, yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah. Jamal, we're crazy. It's a crazy show, those two. Like, I
yeah. When I see the faces that you make, I'm like, what did Rocha walk into? He walked into a black hurricane, and it's hilarious, you know?
Yeah, I'm used to it, man. In the military, I hung out with a lot of black guys in the military. My best friend still to this day is black, and I've always so to me, I feel at home when I'm hanging out doing that stuff. And so I love it when Jay and Winston go on their
You
rant.
got the cookout invite. I was there. I heard it. It was hilarious.
That's right. I got the cookout invite.
So good. Like you guys
bringing
really
no bland potato salad.
Crack me up, man. Oh my God. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, there it is.
Awesome.
There it is. Chris Hall with the Black Lanta. That's
oh man. So good. So good. I'm like, they're sleeping on Rocha. He's leveling up while they're kind of like, oh, we're just doing this thing here. Like, I know how to do this. I know how to do this.
Yeah. I know. I love when people are looking at it, and they're like, hey, how'd you do this? How'd you do this? And I'm like, whenever I start to do anything, I'm like, what can I do with it? How can I make the shows? Because like I said, I want to turn my shit into an outlet. Whatever Collider did, I want to be able to do that, if not better. And those are the motivations in my head when I'm creating this thing.
I mean, I remember your first live stream. You're like, oh, we're going to figure it out. It was a little, I was like, and now boom, Rocha's just ahead of the class right here.
Thank you, man. We'll see. We'll see. I still think Riley's killing it, but we'll see if I can catch up to him.
I mean, if I get into wine, I'm going to start.
That's what I'm saying.
Riley. Riley's great too. Corner in the market.
People just throw money at Riley. I've been on his streams. People are like, here, take 100, take 200. I'm like, my God, what do I got to do? I got to figure that out. I got to unlock that key.
I mean, people with wine cellars, they got a lot of disposable income, I guess.
They do. Well, you got a question, Jamal, or are you just hanging out?
Well, I'm wondering, what bad movies are you watching? Do you get any joy out of bad movies? Like, a Surf Ninjas, a Double Dragon, something really cheesy and corny.
I wish I had that gear to go into the deeper bad movies. I like the movies that come out and they were hoping were good, but they're terrible. And so like those guilty pleasure, what they call those guilty pleasure movies. And of course that term is like being turned around as well. People like that term either. But like something like A Million Ways to Die in the West or whatever, that terrible Seth MacFarlane movie. I love the shit out of that movie. I will watch that movie 1,000 times.
So would Cowboys versus Aliens be a movie like that or no? No, nobody expected that to be good.
I was hoping that was going to be good, and that was terrible. But no, something like Hudson Hawk is a terrible movie that I thoroughly enjoy, and I can't explain why. All those Transformers movies, look, I get it; they're objectively not good movies.
True.
But when I was flipping channels the other day and it was on TBS. Did I stop for half an hour and took shit from my girlfriend for it? Yes, yes, I did, and I got no shame about it because they're like Matt Nost once said to me on the movie talk years ago or a couple years ago. He said they're like jingling keys in my face, and I'm a baby. And yes, I don't mind denying that. I don't mind accepting that.
Excellent. I mean, that's Fast and Furious for me. Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah.
I'll throw on the Pitch Black movies. So I have no shame in my game. I'm fine with it.
I respect it. All right, Jamal. Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming in the stream. It's good talking to you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Stay healthy. Stay safe.
I will.
There, bro.
I'm trying.
Respect. All right, that was Jamal. I appreciate that. All right, we're rounding in. We got about 17 minutes left in the stream. Thank you all so much. See everybody dropping the chemistry. Yeah, the chemistry between Daniel Aiello and Bruce Willis. Rocha. Yeah, exactly, Neil Hutchinson. You get it. That's the reason to watch that that movie overall for Hudson Hawk. I'll defend it till the day I die. Yes, a lot of people brought up Transformers before I did. I respect that. All right, Streamlabs. Jim Sandlin said top 3 Westerns for me are 1, Pale Rider, Good West, Dances with Wolves, and Rooster Cogburn. # Baba Booey. Yeah, very interesting choices. Rooster Cogburn at number 3. Not a lot of people rate Rooster Cogburn in their top 10 even. So interesting list, Jim Sandlin, to say the least. All right, let's bring in the guy who's waiting here. He is probably a future Inner Geekdom Schmoedown champion. Certainly been the worst thing you can do is give a kid even more time to study Inner Geekdom stuff. Robert Parker he's even got geeky stuff behind him. Where are you at right now, man? What's going on? No, I can't hear you. Did you turn the mic on? Oh yeah. So he's geeky, but he's not a tech nerd. Let's go. Let's get that. Parker's in. Uh-oh. I didn't mute you. I can't hear you.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. There. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm just at home right now. You're absolutely right. All this is more time to study, but I haven't taken it that way. I've actually, I've been studying, especially just through my time in the families. I've been studying for a long time. So I've actually taken the last 2 weeks to watch a bunch of classics that I've never seen before. And it's been the best 2 weeks of my life. Oh, it's been incredible. So what
have you watched?
The Godfather trilogy, Heat, Rear Window, Vertigo, Apocalypse Now, True Grit, all of these movies that I had just never seen before. And oh man, just marathoning classic after classic after classic for the last 2 weeks has been a great 2 weeks of movie watching.
Let me tell you, man, as a movie fan, I envy people like you who are young and discovering these things for the first time, because I remember when I was young and discovering these things for the first time. Apocalypse Now is my favorite war movie ever and in my top 10 of films ever. Did you watch the new director's cut, or did you watch the original cut of the film, or the redo? Which one did you watch?
I watched the Redux cut. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the cut that I had access to just through a friend's digital library. So that's just what I was able to see. But yeah, I mean, that movie blew me away. Obviously, seeing The Godfather for the first time, those two, Godfather 1 and 2, hyped up for the last 20 years of my life, and I was finally able to watch them. Just that kind of hype going into a movie like that, because I love crime movies, but haven't seen the classics. I haven't seen Godfather and Donnie Brasco and Heat and all these things. So watching all those for the first time has just been such a great experience for me.
Did they live up to the hype for you, or did any of them kind of not quite hit that hype that you were hoping?
I mean, Godfather 1 and 2 are just incredible. It's hard because those really are regarded as two of the greatest American films ever made. So it's kind of, that is a lot of hype to live up to. And I thought they both did. Same with Heat, same with Apocalypse Now. Donnie Brasco, I don't think it has as much I don't think as much as a reputation as some of the other ones, but I still liked it a lot. Casino, I would say Casino's the one that I saw for the first time a couple weeks ago that I thought didn't quite love it. Still really liked it. Love Scorsese. Obviously, Sharon Stone and De Niro are really good in it, but not something that I really fell in love with.
I don't disagree with you, and I think I had the same reaction the first time I watched it, Robert. It may be one that you have to watch just randomly someday. It'll come on, and all of a sudden there's things about it that you'll start to enjoy that you didn't see the first time. I will say this because that's what happened with me. I didn't like the movie as much as his other ones the first time I saw it, and then randomly it would be on TBS or TNT or one of the pay channels, and I would just stumble on, and then all of a sudden get sucked into it. I'm not the biggest fan of the Sharon Stone storyline, in my opinion. Everything else around it is great. And Don Rickles being in a movie like that is just brilliant.
Right?
But
that's crazy.
But overall, I agree. It's not one of his strongest, but there are elements of it that are pretty good.
Yeah, the one Scorsese that I watched for the first time that I didn't really think I'd like it, but I ended up just adoring it was Cape Fear. I saw Cape Fear for the first time, and I had never seen the original, didn't really know what it was about. I just knew De Niro was in it, and he was supposed to be creepy, and I watched it, and it was incredible. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%. That one, especially because you've got De Niro, there's no scarier scene in the film, in my opinion, than De Niro climbing out from under that car and staring at that dude. Climbing out from under the car, because you're like, that guy, that De Niro will absolutely kill you.
Absolutely, even just
thinking twice.
Absolutely. The scene where he first meets he first meets Nick Nolte's daughter in the school when they're in the theater on stage. That scene just gives you that just makes all the hair on the back of your neck stand up. That is just one of the creepiest scenes I've ever seen in a movie.
Doesn't he put his finger across her lips or something like that?
Yeah, he talks. He's pretending to be her teacher or something. He talks to her, and then he's like, is it okay if I put my arm around? He's asking permission to hit on her, and it's just the creepiest thing in the world. And they start kissing. Oh my gosh, it's wild.
And then when it gets like she understands eventually what situation she's in.
Once they get
flip out, you're like, oh my God.
She like finally gets it once they like take off from the house. Once their like private detective gets like garroted in their living room, like, which is just an incredibly like surprisingly gory scene for that movie. That movie doesn't have a ton of gore, but that scene is a little bit much.
Now, watching all these classics, you're about to jump into, you're going to do the inner geekdom stuff, but does watching these classics give you an interest or a desire to maybe slide into singles or slide into teams? Is this something you've been talking about with Kaiser, or what's your feeling on this?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, inner geekdom is definitely the focus. That's where I've been playing in the fan leagues for the last 3 years. That's my bread and butter. That's what I know the best. So that's definitely where my focus is now. Singles is a long way away if I would ever do it. There's just because, like I said, like I just listed 15 movies I've seen in the last 2 weeks that I've never seen before. That are classics. Like I'd have a lot of brushing up to do. I think I could be a great B player on a team, or a great, the mid-tier player who can put up 5-6 in round 1, and that's enough, right? And then with the right category in round 2 could do really well. It just depends on the partner. Like I'm not going to go out there with another IG rookie and then, we're not going to take the league by storm or anything like that. So depends on the partner. It depends on the timing. Right now, IG is definitely the focus, but never say never, especially with the Inner Geekdom slice as a possibility. Like that is a big game changer for players like me who are like right now focusing just on Inner Geekdom, but definitely have the ability or have the desire to down the road transition into singles or teams.
Right. And what's it been like? Just kind of, I mean, what's this process been like for you this year? Because like there was a lot of buzz about you coming into the league, the draft, really kind of how high you went and everything like that. And then like, I know there's a match coming up that you've got coming up that you're going to take on in Inner Geekdom and really show what you can do. And then boom, everything stops. And so what's this been like for you emotionally this season? Because there was so much excitement and buzz around you to kind of have to take this kind of step or kind of pause in the middle of a push.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. It's so I was at Collision last year, which Christian has said, so I don't really mind talking about it too much. I was at Collision last year, and there was an angle where if certain things had happened, I would have been debuting last year. But that sorry, I had to read that for a second.
Roxy throwing shade. Roxy throwing shade.
That's all right.
Maybe start promo school with my man Robert Parker. LOL, he's amazing. But those promos.
Yeah, I know. You're telling me. No, I'll accept that absolutely. But as far as the transition, it was weird. So I was at Collision last year, which was the first time that I like met basically anybody. Like I'd been in the fan leagues for a while, but me being in studio, meeting Kevin Smetz for like him and I had talked online, and I talked online to a lot of people, but it's different being in studio. It really is different. So it really is different. So those things falling into place that didn't happen, that I ended up getting pushed, which like at first was really a bummer, but then I'm really glad that it ended how it did. I'm really glad that the season last year kind of ended how it did. I don't think I really would have fit in right with the ending of last season. But now obviously like pre-draft was trying not to let the hype go to my head, just trying to stay down to earth as much as possible, because it's a lot of pressure and it's a lot of hype, and I had a lot of success in the fan leagues, but I don't know how I'll handle it. Like I have my first match coming up and we'll see, but like that's definitely it is a lot of pressure, and I think that I'm able to rise to the occasion, and I believe in myself. If I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have jumped the stage in Atlanta if I didn't think I could back it up.
Fair point.
But at the same time, everything now suddenly pauses, and that is a really weird time for everybody. I think not just people who are local, but especially people who have to travel. So I think that puts a big stress. Like you don't know when the studio's going to open up. You don't know when people are going to start filming again. And on top of that, I don't know when it's going to be safe for me to travel again. I don't know when it's going to be safe if I need to go back for whatever reason. So it's just another stressor, but at the same time, just doing what I can. I'm able to work from home, which I'm very fortunate and grateful for. And I'm able to spend my time, IG tournament, that was the possibility. So I was raring to go, ready for that. Absolutely. And then that gets canceled. So now I'm kind of just reevaluating where I am as far as studying, taking a little bit of time off, watching some of these great classic movies. Because at the end of the day, I'm still a huge movie fan. You know, it's not just that I'm obsessed with just the geek categories. At the end of the day, I love watching movies. I love the art of filmmaking. So I'm trying to kind of go back to those roots a little bit.
I think
this time off.
I think that's what's been great to see the new people come into the league and their genuine love of movies. I think that's the number one reason why we all do this. It's to
100%.
Because we love movies the way we do. And we also have a little bit of an ego about how much we think we know about movies. And we can answer about movies. That's really the underlying thing. Always at the foundation, though, of any competitor in the Schmoedown is a love of movies.
Yeah.
So when you can't kind of display that love in an arena like this, it can be a bit frustrating. But overall, it's great for me to see the young people coming in who understand what this game is and understand why the love of movies is so important to be successful in this game. It's not just memorizing actors and memorizing dates and memorizing titles. It's about how much joy you get from knowing the answer because you've seen the movie, that kind of stuff.
And it's also the love of the game too. Like you have people who come in, like there are rookies who come in who don't know the game super well, and that they can either grow and learn to love it, or those people who don't love it so much, you know, maybe don't do so well, or even if they do, like eventually they don't do so well, and then it's just not for them.
Yeah.
Versus the kind of rookies like Ben Goddard, I would put myself in there. People who come in and really love the game, who really know the game, who have been fans of it since day one or day two. Like, I've been watching since season 2. Like, that's people who come in with that kind of passion for the game itself, and it's coupled with the passion for movies. I think that's what really breeds the best kind of player. Somebody who cares so much about loving movies, but also cares so much about the game and the sport. People who just really want to do well in it, have a passion for that kind of success on that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you this, man. I know I'm looking forward to seeing what you do. I know you're on another faction, but you know, just having one conversation with you, man, I immediately became a fan of you and looking forward to seeing what you can do.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from you. Seriously.
Honestly, I know, but and seriously, I mean it. Like I really, you don't understand what it was like in the other years when people would come in and make fun of the game, who also wanted to play in the game, or would which keep saying to us, it's just movie trivia. It's so much more than that. And so to see people like you come in, Oyama, Chance, people who get it, you know, Goddard as well, definitely people who get it and love it. It just kind of, for a pioneer like me, man, it makes me it makes me just happy, because there were many years where I was the only one out there saying, you know, putting my heart on the line for this game. And so to see other people coming in, understanding what it's all about, it means a lot, honestly.
Yeah, and I said it to you in Atlanta, if it weren't for you, you know, not quitting and really like caring throughout all that time that people were giving you shit and people were coming after you for the heel stuff and people who didn't get it, if it weren't for people like you who persevered at that time, it wouldn't have paved the way for people who get it now to come in. So that it means a lot that it was definitely, I don't pretend to understand what you went through at that time because I don't know, but I'm still appreciative of that you stuck it out during that time. And to everybody from the people who were around back then, it means a lot to the people who come in now who have so much passion for it.
It's very kind of you, Robert. Thank you so much. And for people who don't remember what that was like, I encourage you to go back and watch some of my matches from season, not watch, but go to those matches from season 2 and look in the YouTube comments and look at the amount of stuff that I got just to kind of be able to do what we do. And that's where I always send people who are like, well, what was it like in that second season or first? And those are the things you want to look at, what the fans' reactions were like back then, to what the fans' reactions are now. So it just, you know, sometimes that's how it goes. You just have to persevere. And so thank God we have, to the point where we got great people who are in the league now, like you, who are coming in to kind of take it to the next level and see what else we got and build your own memories, build your own classic matches, and maybe down the road yourself, Robert, influence someone to come into the league because they watched your journey. It's all a cyclical thing. If you
it connects.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, thanks, Robert. It's great talking to you, man. Great.
Thank you so much, Sean. Thanks for having me on. Take it easy.
Much love.
Have a great night.
You too. That was Robert Parker. So awesome. I've become such a fan of him as a person and as a competitor as well in the Schmoedown. I want to see him do well. Certainly cheering him on. Guy gets it. He understands it. And that's what you would want from anything that you put your heart and soul into in this life, for sure. All right, 273 likes. The people watching has dipped from what we were at the apex, over 200 people now, we're down to around 120, but I'm wrapping it up anyway. So thank you all so much for jumping in here and joining me tonight for this extra long live stream of the Outlaw Nation show. I definitely want to thank Roxy Striar, who was incredible and amazing and so much fun. And, you know, I send my heart out to her for what she's dealing with the grandparents, and hoping and wishing for the best in that situation. And certainly if you want to give her some love, go and follow her on all her social media stuff. Go and sign up for her Patreon. Go and become a subscriber of her YouTube channel, because just because she crossed 20,000 subscribers doesn't mean the journey is over. There are many more subscribers for her to get. So go and be one of those people for sure. One last super chat that came in here from Chris Hall. I'm sorry, Streamlabs. Chris Hall said, I love Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights. I'm showing my girl Kylie so far. She's enjoying Shanghai Noon. That's good to know. Thank you, Chris Hall. Appreciate all the love you give to the Outlaw Nation. Much love to Wiley Todd, who moderated tonight. Much love to Suge Knight, who moderated tonight as well. Thank you both so much. Jake Yacovetto was in here. Paul Denuzio. Big love to the Action Army, who make it possible for me to have the Outlaw Nation. Really, they've been such incredible supporters and people who've helped this all happen on my end. Don't forget all the other content we have here on the Outlaw Nation YouTube channel. Please subscribe below if you haven't subscribed yet. Already had like 5 of you subscribe during the stream. Would really appreciate it. Get me over the 20,000 mark myself. Down there at the Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram. Please subscribe to me on social media as well. And if you want to take part in the Patreon, like I said earlier, let me see if I can bring that up there. The Patreon, we'll be doing a lot with the Patreon coming up this week, and then going forward every day there'll be a situation where I go on into the Discord or set up a mini conversation with patrons of all the different tiers for that. And don't forget, so please sign up there at www.patreon.com/John Rocha. See all the tiers we got. And don't forget over there, Schmoedown, 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night on the Call to Action YouTube channel. Me and Bibiani going at it toe-to-toe, debating the hell out of some of these topics and questions, and having a little fun there. So come and join me on that with them. So thanks again to everybody who joined in tonight, who joined us live to ask your questions. Really appreciated meeting all of you or seeing all of you. It's always a blast. Thanks for all the Streamlabs and the Super Chats. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, Mornings with the Outlaw, 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. We'll go till 10 to kind of send you into the SCN Live. We'll talk about everything that's going on in the world. So don't forget to join in then. And I'm sure Jake Yacovetto will have an awesome new thumbnail for that one as well. All right, take care of yourselves. Much love. Please stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, do everything you need to do. I'm off to have some Subway. I love you. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. And remember what I say every time. I'll say it tonight to end it. Whatever you need to do to get through the next minute, next second rather, next minute, next hour, next day, next week, next month, next year, please find your way to do that. All of us want to see you back again. All of us want to see you here a year from now. All of us want to celebrate getting past the stuff that's going on right now into a better future for all of us. So please stay with me, stick with me, and we'll get through it. Love you all. We'll talk to you next time on the Outlaw Nation. Take care.